Hi everyone, welcome to TableFables, a tabletop gaming channel. This is episode 1 of our new D&D campaign, Rogosia. I'm Jake, joined by my fellow players.
Riley.
Avery.
Annabelle?
I'm also Jake.
Yeah. And I'm Jack.
It's not going to be confusing at all.
No, never. So, this world has been one that I've been making for a little over, say, 2 years now, I think?
Keep going, bro.
Okay. And, it's kind of been on and off the drawing board for a while, and finally got around to just finishing it up, and perfect time to do it since we just finished a non-stream campaign that we just did. So, what else do I want to talk? Like, do we want a full summary? Or...
Nah, just like however you're gonna introduce the world and all that, just do that.
Okay. So, the idea for Rogosia is it's kind of more of a, not necessarily a fractured world in terms of the physical sense, but more so of a kind of alliance sense. Everyone here is kind of, well, not everyone, but most of the people here are kind of just living for themselves because of the just awful state of the world sometimes. In between like wars and catastrophic events here and thereafter, it's just people are really just trying to get by more than anything. And well, this story is about a few people who themselves are just trying to get by in some ways.
Is he one? I'm
1 through 5 around the table.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 6.
Let's see. Will I get an ad if I play them?
If he rolls a 6, it's just on one-player campaign. He has to DM it himself.
Dude, I tried that on ChatGPT.
Hello?
How'd that go?
Well, you get like 4 free on mobile ChatGPT responses, and then you have to pay. So
How's that going, wise?
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, it might get a little louder. So it's...
Now I can't hear it.
It was like
No.
barely.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It was that low?
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. All right, first off, 1. In order so far. Maybe we should just go... No, I'll leave the dice.
No.
All right. So, starting off. Yeah, you're real excited?
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce the character, and if you want to, you can talk about yourself too. But however
Okay.
you want to match.
My character is a high elf in race and standing at a staggering 7'4".
He's
Very,
like,
yeah,
hell.
very, very high elf. I mean, I'm dressed right now in like a skin tight black gray with purple trim suit, basically like kind of like a uniform.
Oh, jeez.
I have over me a big winter coat that's pretty patchy.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I look like. Long black hair pulled up into a bun in the back, little 5 o'clock shadow with some purple decaling mist pigmentation going on in the face. Yeah.
Okay, so, as this is pretty much just recently after certain things have happened with you, you find yourself in the town of Denlin, which is on the far, I guess, actually it's different for perspective-wise. It's over in the Orovian Empire portion of the map. It's right near the mountain range of Dust Mount Peaks. Kind of down the
Okay.
road. Just
Yeah.
find yourself right about there.
Sweet. Okay.
I can read upside down.
You are beyond exhausted, quite frankly.
Correct. Yep.
It was not a very easy way to cover that much ground in that short amount of time, but
Very hungry, very tired, very
Mhm.
dirty.
yes, absolutely. And not to mention the wildlife.
Yeah.
But I mean, Denlin's really not too much of a heavy-duty town. It's more of like a small intermediary between the actual capital, Odstra, and everywhere else it leads to. So it's more of an open, no, not really into walls. The Rogan Empire doesn't really have to deal with too many bandit problems for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But you find yourself at the nearby entrance to the town. There aren't really any guards, but some people are kind of giving you looks. because of your
Yeah, I get
fatigue
it.
state.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be keeping to myself, and I really got no money to even go to an inn, so I'll try to find like if there's a public bathhouse or anything like that, like any outposts or anything. I got to try to clean myself off since I made it here.
Let's say you would find something similar to that, like a washroom of sorts.
Yeah.
You can kind of just clean off all that scum you've accumulated along the road, all the dust from the decaying everything.
Etc. Yeah.
Yeah, you clean yourself off, but you're still god awful tired. I also should mention, you got here around like nighttime.
Okay.
So it's dark-ish. I forget if you have dark vision.
I do.
You do? Okay, so you have that at least, but surprisingly, it's a decently starry night. Usually, the Empire doesn't, excuse me, get too many starry nights because of the smog of
Yep.
the industrialization. But it's nice and clear out tonight, which is unusual, but
Okay.
not like, well, that's not right sort of deal. Unusual. It's just nice.
Fire. Okay. Cool. After I get a nice little wash, I'll go outside and go to like a local tavern or wherever I can find, and try to discreetly like pick a bin to see if there's any like scraps I could scavenge.
So you eventually make your way to the tavern. There are a few you can go, but eventually you decide upon one called the Rusted Bolt.
Cool.
And it's a quaint little place. Like the other ones were a little more, I guess, business-wise. Like they were a bit heavier up on the chain. This one seems more like a people's place, though,
Cool.
rather than a somewhere to go. This is somewhere for like the common folk to go and relax, rather than the more wealthier folk.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, so I'll try to I can't really hide myself any better than I already am, but if they have like a bin outside of like just where they're dumping trash or whatever, I would
I mean, yeah, they have like
give a double around
an
it.
area. You can look around there if you want.
Yeah. I got no money, bro. So
Let me see something. Let's see. Well, looking around in the trash, you don't find too much. You find apparently somebody accidentally threw away a few copper pieces, so that's something. Might get you a meal or two,
yep, dibs on that.
even if they smell absolutely horrible as they were mixed in with food scraps and the like.
And what are we considering a few to be?
Let's see. Nice, 12.
Oh my. Okay.
So that's enough.
That's more than a few to be.
Yeah, it's a decent amount, honestly,
Yeah.
with how you've lived before.
6 couples.
Yeah, 6 couples.
I mean, I rolled for it and he
No.
got lucky. So,
Fire. It's okay.
Couple of you.
so that's judging by
That's a
the
few
amount of
things.
copper that you got from that. That should cover a meal or two and maybe even a night in the inn, honestly, because like this is a cheaper inn.
okay.
So.
Yeah, then I'll pull
Bet
up.
might not be the best, but it sure as hell beats the road.
His feet
Yeah.
are definitely hanging off the edge of that bed.
Yeah, definitely.
If he goes to enter the inn, he has to like duck down.
Yeah, I'm
because like
pulling
this
up-
door is not designed for people of his height.
It's rough playing in the EBA.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna button my coat up a little bit, just to hide, my weird looking suit underneath, and then I'll pull up in the tavern.
Not too many people in there. I'd say about 4 or 5 right now. At this time, most people have probably gone into their rooms to call it up for the night, as it
Yeah.
is pretty late. The tavern keep a tiefling man kind of just gives you a wave
Cool.
and kind of a look at you as you lean under the door.
I'll go up to him.
What can I do for you?
Hi. I'm pretty hungry.
Is
there-
looking down. I can see that.
Is this like a place where I can get some food?
Yeah, I can get you something. You got going for it?
I'll pull out like literally the 12 I just found. Like this is all I have. I'm not really good with money, but
We'll kind of give a sort of sympathetic look and say, "Yeah, I can get you something." We'll take let's see, we'll take 3 of the coins.
Okay. Cool.
Get that assist. I'll be right back. I'll get you something cooked up soon. There's really not too much chatter going on if you try and listen. It's more of like People just minding their own, taking a load off after the generally rough days of the Early Empire. About a minute or two later, they'll come back with a bowl of like what you can assume is some kind of soup.
Oh, thank you. And is there a place I have to sit at?
Depends on you. There's open tables, obviously. You can stay at the bar if you want. I wouldn't really worry about where you are right now since it's nighttime. Not many more people are going to be coming in.
Okay, so thank you. I'll just awkwardly grab my bowl and go to like a corner table.
They'll give you a nod.
Then I'll munch on my soup.
It's average, but better than,
So it's pretty good to me.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not too bad to have a warm meal for once.
Yeah.
That isn't completely processed.
Yes.
You know? But, I mean, it's bland. But it's like, good to you. Like, there's nothing really special about it, but it's filling. So that helps.
Good. That's what I was looking for.
What you need to keep going.
Then I guess I'm getting a room and retiring for the night. Whatever that'll run me.
You go talk to him again?
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to him. Hi again. I handed my bowl, my empty bowl. I'm finished with that. Thank you. Is this one of those places where I'm allowed to sleep here too?
I'll kind of give you a look like, yeah, it's an inn.
Okay. And do I have enough money left to buy a room or no?
I kind of look at the coins you have left on the table.
My 9 copper
Yeah,
coins.
go. Let me check something real quick. He'll walk back into one of the rooms.
See.
We have a broom closet for you.
I guess I'm sleeping up, standing up. So.
You have to share with the room.
He'll come a couple minutes later. He'll come back out and say, "We have a." He's if you look over again, he's like, "You're not doing too great, are you?"
I mean, I don't know what grade is normally. I don't know.
Oh, jeez. I'll say, tell you what, I've got a smaller room. It's currently under a little bit of renovations. It's a bit rickety, and the bed's probably a little crooked. But if you want that, I'll take it for. I gotta let you have it for the night for like £2.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I definitely have that. Thank you.
It's a little dusty, but get the job done.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, things turn around for all of us eventually. Just keep that in mind.
Noted. Thanks.
He'll hand you the key.
Grab it. Go to my room.
Yeah, you go up to the room, and it's, like you said, a little rickety old room. It's not great, but again, the bed, there is a bed, so it's better than most things you could have gotten out here.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll spend, the next hour or so cleaning it up out of courtesy, because this is what I feel like I should do, and then I'll hit the hay.
All right, you lay down on the bed, and you close your eyes and go to sleep. Avery, you're next. Would you like to describe your character?
All right. Did you ever introduce your character?
I didn't say my name.
I won't do that either. So my
You never did say
character
your name. That's cool.
is it's a human. Kind of like very tan skin, pretty handsome actually. A little bit. He's younger, like a little bit of like hair dusting his lip and his jawline. Short brown hair. He's probably like just over 6 foot tall and athletic build. Wearing very opposite Jake's winter coat. He's wearing pretty much a tank top, some baggy pants, and like a shawl around his shoulders and sandals, pretty much. And it's very like sandy colored, as he actually lives in the desert region there.
Roscoe, yes. Okay, so you would find yourself, I believe, over the course of time, find yourself at the town of Catalum, towards the very far, I guess by your angle, left of the desert. Yes. you find yourself there after.
A very, very boring, bouncy
yeah.
ride in the back
You've
of
seen
a
one cactus,
cart.
you've seen it all.
Yep. Staring at the back of a cart for days.
Now, much contrary to Denlin, which Jacob was in, Catalum is a port city, meaning it is a lot more active. People are yelling at each other to get shipments moving, as it is the primary way to get to the desert from any other region to the, I guess, from my perspective, right side of the map, which would include the mountains, Tales of Crime, and Creeth. It's one of the only port towns on this side, other than the one up in Everfell. And it's, as such, bustling and just crazy busy.
Is it like the same evening time?
Mhm.
Alright. Guess I'll grab my pack, and I think I will also treat myself to a meal after my long journey. I'll find a inn.
I'll say that over the course of your journey to Catalum, you would definitely have come across other caravans, and yours would have stopped to like trade and stuff, and you definitely probably picked up a few points from there in less than favorable ways. But
A
they
few
won't
like
miss it.
12 or a few like a few?
Enough for a room meal,
Alright.
which would be probably in Catalum. It's a bigger city, so a room would probably run a silver, and a meal would probably run a couple copper pieces.
Alright.
Unless you want a better meal, which would run you a little more. But
I
that's
don't
up
need
to
that. I don't need all that.
you. Yeah, it's
So
simple things like that.
yeah, I'll treat myself to a meal. Maybe splurge a little. Treat myself after my long trip. Get a lot of protein. A lot of protein. And then I guess I will. Yeah, I'm gonna go actually out and explore this new city.
As you're a citizen from here, you've definitely heard of the city before. It's one of the bigger import cities.
Mhm.
You know that a very large amount of ships go from here to Loam, the capital of Creeth. And Creeth is a very, just like Mazdora's Ruby, it's a very mercantile city, meaning you could probably make a living there. The problem is, without any money, it's going to be a little difficult to
Getting
get a
there
ship
will
over
be
there.
difficult.
However, you've done stuff like this before.
Yeah.
What's a little more of a hiding away than a duty, you know?
So I think I want to make my way down to the docks and actually maybe just kind of like stake out and watch the dock workers load the boats. Maybe they're probably doing some like last minute loading before the nighttime.
There really isn't too many people down here. Everyone who would have been down here to like for travel or anything is already either gone on different ships or just here already. Most of these ships that you can see, you can safely assume from the weight of the crates that they're bringing on board are solely like ships for mercantile purposes, like trading goods. So
It's pretty safe to
not really a
assume,
passenger ship.
it's pretty safe to assume these would be going across the sea alone.
There would be a part of a harbor for Loam, yeah.
I'd want to make my way there. And I think I'll just probably hang around for a little while, wait for it to really die down. And I think I'll try and sneak my way aboard merchant ship departing for Loam.
Okay.
Hopefully before they pull
Yeah.
the ladder up or anything.
Would you like to roll me a stealth check?
I would.
Yeah.
Roll-
Thank you for asking.
First roll.
Let's roll.
Fails, dies.
Please don't tell me it was bad, like really bad.
Slightly above average, so
Okay.
16 total.
Oh yeah, that's fine. You managed to come down to the point where you see one of the ships in the Loam harbor is they're getting ready to like already go. So and everyone else who's carrying the stuff around here is either too busy carrying their stuff or too tired of any like even be paying attention. So you manage to dodge and weave between the crates, barrels. Eventually, when no one's looking, you manage to slip on board. There's a nice little, you kind of like wander around a little bit, carefully, of course, and you eventually do see a nice little area with both food, supplies, and water.
Yeah, I'm sure these merchants won't mind if I break into their supplies. for my own
You actually
survival.
can. These barrels are labeled for export, so these aren't even the crew supplies. So you got like
Even
weird
better.
stuff in here,
Even better.
spices and all that.
I'll be dining good for this trip.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna settle in, set my pack down, crack open the barrel.
As you do, you kind of just sit back and relax, and then the realization of this is going to be a pretty damn long trip to be hiding here kind of sets in, and you're like,
Yeah.
nothing better to do than sleep it off, really.
Is the ocean better than sand?
Let's hope you're not seasick. Anyway,
Forgot to pack my Dramamine.
next we will go to you.
All right. So I'm playing a Earth Genasi. He's a touch over 6 foot, and he's dressed very conservatively, almost like he's trying to not be noticed. It's pretty standard fare, traveler's clothes. It looks like it has some kind of padding where he did get in a scuffle, and he has a caped cloak with a hood that is always on, and he makes sure that you can't look very detailed under the hood. The other very striking thing about him is he only has half an arm. His right arm is missing from just above the elbow up, as he begins to trudge back into the tavern that he was staying at in Mirror Guard, I believe was the city.
Yes, that's correct.
Just kind of pulling out the few coins that are left in his pocket and sighing as he walks back into the tavern.
So over the course of your time in Mirror Guard, you would have noticed that what's the word I'm looking for? I guess that works. A de-escalation of sorts. Mirror Guard was the primary town or I guess primary fortress at that point for the ward on the Arobian side of things, as it is located just about a little east of the Jakthar Dead Zone, which was previously the Jakthar War Zone.
Mm.
That war has since ended, but it doesn't end instantly. They still have to move all the supplies they were keeping over there to, feed armies back to the Empire's central heart. So you would see a lot of soldiers and generals kind of placing logistic officers, kind of saying this goes here, that goes here. Puts you off ease a little bit, but they're too busy to really be looking at every single person coming and going. So you're not too worried.
Yeah. He doesn't pay attention so that people don't pay attention to him.
Act like you belong and no one will question you.
Exactly.
So, as it was for previous two, it is nighttime, and you do notice the somewhat more starry night than usual. It's rather nice after, mostly smoggy days and nights, complete darkness, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But, no, it's not too bad. Something you'd like to do?
I just go up to the innkeeper and pay for another night and another dinner.
Okay. This innkeeper, a lizard folk, male lizard folk, rather rare in the European Empire, but not, impossible. He'll hand you back the key, give you a wave. You've kind of been here for a little bit, so as you're preparing to make your way across the border, which is no easy task by any means, due to the border being semi-dangerous, there's a lot of armed magical runes and mines, for lack of a better term, still active in the Dead Zone. There's a straight path through it that is basically mandatory to follow unless you want to just blow up randomly. But that straight path is visited by a lot of people, so it's really your only option, but you'll get through it.
Yeah, I just go back up to the room that I've had the last couple of nights that I've been here, and open up. Do they have lockable wardrobes in here?
I wouldn't say the wardrobes themselves were lockable, but like the doors.
like a hotel safe? Okay, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really. It's kind of. Mirrorguard was a pretty small town until like the war started, and that point it just grew
Gotcha.
exponentially. So like this is one of the older kind of buildings that was here prior to the war starting.
Okay. Then he will just go back into the room, lock it, sit down at his desk, and pull out the few scraps of metal that he bartered for at the blacksmith today, and pull out a set of tools and begin to work with the metal.
Metalworking's nothing new to you. It was your specialty, really. So you get to work and just kind of make whatever you feel like making. It's more of like a therapeutic thing for you to do, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of takes your mind off of things.
Yeah, he just he'll work on that for the majority of the night, and then when he's done, he'll turn in.
Okay. Very good. You make decent progress on whatever you want to make. And you think, oh, I should probably go to bed now before I'm up all night.
Mm-hmm.
You do. Alright, only 2 more options left. I really should be rolling this differently now. Okay.
Just flip a coin. Flip a coin, yeah.
Oh, I should. I have my dice coins in here somewhere.
I shift my
But
mic
it's not at
so
the
it's
bottom of the bag again.
and I speak
Where are
this
they?
direction.
Don't tell me I have to dump out my whole bag again.
The fabled D2.
The D2,
Fabled
yeah.
D2.
There it is.
Got it. Alright.
Hey, who's won?
Squid or 1? Who wants it?
Squid.
Alright.
You would. It's a 1.
It's a 1? Okay.
Impressive.
Oh, jeez. I shouldn't have done that.
That's good.
If that made a really loud sound to the audience, I am terribly sorry.
Okay, it gets so much worse.
No, that's actually as pretty bad as it can get.
Yeah.
Your entire bag.
I mean, also that and one of my D4s like pinged off of my water
Yeah,
bottle I have
there's
right here, so
another.
that was probably like really, really loud. So I am sorry. I'll sort this out later.
Clattering of metal.
For now, go to you.
I am a 5-foot fire genasi with darker magenta hair and slightly pinky purple skin. It's more ashen than a brighter red tone that some genasi would have. Wearing kind of more of a farmer's attire, very like relaxed, almost adventurous clothing. Working off the land, she has multiple scars covering her, as a giant great axe is slung on her back as she walks. And she has traveled quite a lot.
Okay.
Sweet.
So, I think I actually forgot to get to you about this. Where would you say your character is right now in the world? If you're thinking more of a farming approach.
Yeah, I'm thinking more
it would
like I
definitely-
ran away to farm.
Loam would be, or not Loam specifically, but the province of Creeth would be an absolutely wonderful place to do that. So, with that in mind, ooh, I can hardly see you myself. Can't read them. What's that town right by the lake towards the top of Loam?
This?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That one might be a little hard to read. Old Ridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Oldridge. Yeah.
I
Oldridge.
kind of see it, but like I couldn't quite make out. It's like old something. Oh, I remember that now. Oldridge.
Yes, Oldridge.
So you would find yourself in the town of Oldridge. It's a nice, quaint little farming town. Really nothing too heavy to its name. It's more like a stop point for people heading to Loam to trade or coming back from Loam to, go back home, basically. You yourself would have had a really, you kind of, would you say you had a home here, or would you say that it was more so like you just kind of
Come and go as I
come and go?
like a
Yeah.
prince.
So you have you just basically kind of help people out where you can, since your strength allows you to, and your constitution allows you to keep going throughout the long, sort of semi-warm days of Creeth. Creeth is it can get a little hot sometimes if the sun's at the high sun, noon, all that. So you made your coins that way by helping people out when they need it with their farms, especially some of the older folk.
Always
Which-
looking to help.
Yeah. But as dusk does fall, you do find yourself needing to rest at some point. So,
And I would find a nice little inn. Probably one that I've stayed at previously.
you would be pretty much a regular there on occasion. If you're not here, then it's everywhere else, all that. So, you would, yeah, you definitely worked up. You can keep a relatively normal living here. So, you pay for the room. Just have it ahead of time. Is there anything else you want to do in the meantime before you go to bed?
I think I'm gonna take the tiny little journal that I keep slung to my waist. I'm just gonna kind of like write little details about the day and like anything else that I've thought of in those moments.
Okay. The day was normal. Helping out some of the few people that you know here, and so you kind of write in your journal, and I guess in your room, I guess at that point, you look out the window and see the stars. It's really a nice sight. It's a nice cool evening, not a cloud in sight. The moon's high in the sky.
Doodle a small image of it. Probably very crudely. Her hands are too large and rugged to probably be drawing. And I'm just gonna close it up and head off to bed.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, this guy.
The weird one.
Oh, come now. I mean, yeah. Come on.
Standing at 6'4" with green chitin and beady black eyes. A Thrycreen with a almost military-esque uniform, but none that the people of Ragosia are at all accustomed to.
Okay, I'm pretty sure. Remind me of where you said you would be. I said you would be at this point. I believe it was somewhere in the desert.
It was the place that was changed because it had the name of
Yes. Which now
What?
that
Oh.
I changed the name of that town. It is now called Lathie.
Lathy, okay.
Yes, which
We'll
was
just have to find a way to make that one off.
Lathy
Hey,
Taffy,
we've gone
it's
to
already
my-
in my head.
okay. I'm fine with that. The other one was a little.
Arcali?
Yes, I had to ask him who that was. Anyway,
It was a dark day.
it was a dark day.
I thought it was fun.
I thought it was hilarious too.
Oh, it was hilarious. I just thought probably should. We'll
This
keep
is a
that for the
kids channel.
Oh God. No. But yes, you find yourself there. For the most part,
Crazy.
Lathie is in a similar state as Mirrorguard. It was the Coalition's basically starting point to the Barovian conflict. And while there's not as much going on here as there was in Mirrorguard, since the Coalition moved a fair bit faster away than the Empire, since the Empire was more so on the defense. There's still a few bits and pieces here and there. Coalition supplies, like with the symbol on them, all that. You never really were. Oh, you kind of were a part of it. You were more like an unofficial part of it. You never really interacted too much with the Coalition. You just kind of went out and did things on your own. Found a squadron of Barovians and did your job, or what you felt like was your job at the time. After the war, though, you've mostly been handling hunting contracts. Not people, but beasts, occasional pack of scavengers.
Make ends meet.
Make ends meet. You're pretty good at it, too, despite your damaged equipment. But it is getting to be night, and it's very, very crisp night, as it is the desert. Almost a little chilly compared to what you're used to. So, what do you do?
I assume there's a tent, probably, that we've taken somewhere or another.
Oh yeah, you would have, since you really don't seem like you really didn't like the whole inn thing, so you kind of just grab a tent and just camp out for the night.
Yeah.
You've had that tent for a while now, and it works.
I mean, some nights I've just spent slumped over, just like looking at the sky. 'Cause
That's kind of deep.
Yeah, I mean, it does. You do look up and you see the beautiful stars.
I would call
The
them
beautiful, beautiful stars.
That's what I was waiting for.
I'd call them restless nights, but I don't necessarily need rest. in the traditional sense.
It's one of the concepts that made you such an effective fighter during the conflict.
I don't think Dry Queen come with eyelids, so
No, you kind of just, the whole day.
That's actually kind of disturbing.
It's not that bad when you aren't born with it. You don't know what you're missing,
True.
That's good. So we have our long rest people right here.
Yeah,
It's one a shift.
that's true. Actually.
So, other than setting up your tent for the night and gazing longingly at the stars, do you do anything else?
Would my companions Tilnick or Tikal be around?
They would. If you want to go talk to them.
Just mingle with them. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, you see them kind of just. They're kind of in their own places too. They have their own tents that they got. One of them actually has the. One of your companions got in a little bit of trouble because he slept one time in a tent with the symbol of the Eurovian Empire on it. And people thought they were. This was like right after the war ended, so people thought there was somebody doing a little spying, which was very quickly sorted out actually after they saw what he was, and they're like, "What? What are you?"
Yeah.
Because that's about the time you all would have shown up too.
that's
To
going
this
to be
town.
our collective reaction.
Yeah.
Over time,
Brother.
people were cautious, but they've come to realize that you do good work, and you don't seem outwardly hostile to them. There's still air of confusion around you, but other than that, and your companions, but other than that, it's
I'm a bit indebted to them for taking the three of us in.
yeah. It was more so like they were like giving you the odd jobs at first, like okay, just do that, get away from us. And then they're like, now they're more so like, okay, kind of know what you're doing. We appreciate that, But yeah, do you say anything in particular to them, or do you just meet up with them, just discuss things, then go off to bed?
Just normal conversation.
It's normal as can be between the three of you.
I won't be the first to say my character's voice.
She already
You
did.
can't
I
goad
already
me into
did.
doing it. Oh, that's true.
I don't know this, so well, I probably
I
did.
peeped it.
I did know it
You'd
at
be
one point, and I
speaking
probably
your
just in one ear out the
natural
other.
right
Like it usually
brain.
does. So,
Tongue, right?
Just be a lot of clacking.
but that's about it. I guess, you do technically still sleep, right? Thrikeen sleep,
We
right?
can sleep. We don't need to.
Are you a trance?
Is it like a trance kind of?
No, it's literally
It's like Warforged.
as long as it's not like strenuous activity, you can just like meander around.
Okay, you kind of do that, although eventually you do decide maybe I should actually just lay down for a little bit. You eventually you find a nice broken and decrepit tree to like kind of lean up against. Just heads behind your hands, just doze off, do a light slumber.
At first, I thought it was just a nice night.
Nope, it's the stars, bro. Something about those
Well,
stars are
yeah.
crazy.
One nice night, maybe it's a
Yeah,
nice night.
okay, yeah,
Two
sure.
nice nights, maybe it's a nice night. Everybody having a nice night.
And liking stars, bro.
Suspicious.
We're on it.
Something's fishy.
We're on it.
It's
We
a
get
nice night,
to
come
my
on, guys.
I smell them.
Nice
I definitely.
night. My
The
God.
sky is falling.
But yes,
Sky falls, everybody
as we go
dies.
off to sleep,
Okay.
we will for this
Yeah.
one. This time, go back around the table.
Oh, okay.
Jake, you awake. Your room. Probably despite the semi-nice slumber, you still kind of feel like crap.
It definitely was a nice slumber. I kind of wake up like catching my breath, like because I had a bad nightmare.
Mhm.
I'm just like, kind of like when you wake up with sleep apnea and you like,
Yeah,
and then I like collect my bearings, leave my room as it was, and I inform him like the tiefling man at the front is if he's still there.
As you kind of rub the sleep from your eyes, just oh god, what a awful nightmare. You kind of just blink a little bit. You go to open the door and you go to step out, and you fall.
Oh, like I fall like downwards, like
You
It's
think
like
you
one
fall.
of those
at least.
videos where like The guy goes to reach for something.
Wait,
it's
but,
a
like-
mouse, and he looks up.
Like
and
as you,
I
as
woke
you
up
open
in
the
my-
door and you're kind of just stumbling out of it a little bit, just
Like grabbing my head, I open the door and I just
as you
It's
take
like
a
when you're
step
running
out,
towards
you are
something and
delighted to
it just
find there
keeps
is no floor to greet you as you just there's nothing around you as you are just falling. Eventually, your vision kind of blurs in and out as you see sort of weird, just particles of dust kind of swirl around you before you.
any like a
Eventually-
strange color or anything, or
No, actually, not really any sort of particular color. Although you can tell there are lights and darks in it.
Okay.
Until eventually you just kind of realize you're not falling anymore as ground just forms beneath your feet. And you are in a wasteland almost. There are trees, but they aren't right. Something about this place that you found yourself in is very off. There are
This whole map is bait.
things aren't as they should be. You see some trees that are quite literally upside down, but like still rooted into the ground.
well, remembering, where I come from, I'm immediately like alerted to maybe they found me. So I'm like on edge and I'm like ready to go.
You kind of like your old instincts kick in, and you're like pull out your signature weapons,
Yep.
and you're like ready to fight something, but nothing's really around you. And as you pull out your weapons, which usually have like a faint glow to them, you realize that the glow is lost its color. And as you kind of take a look around, you realize nothing here has its color.
Not even me.
Not even you. You're just different shades of lights and grays.
Okay. And I just have like upside down trees around me. And I'm in,
Some are
like,
right, some are wrong. It looks kind of similar to a wasteland, almost like how some of the European Empire's wastelands look.
any like creatures that I can see around me.
Taking another look around, you don't see any living things other than the trees, but even then, you don't know if they're still alive or not.
Look up and it's
But you
normal sky.
do, as you look up, you see a sea of stars.
Goddamn
That
stars.
feels like something I should
Like,
write down.
Like you've seen stars before, but this is like you've never seen anything this beautiful before. Even though the stars themselves don't have like as much color as they would where we, as you saw previously.
I'm tired
They're-
of these nice nights.
It's a rather unsettling feeling, a feeling of almost insignificance as you see like.
Okay.
Since I can't really explain this in your character's point of view, you basically see nebulas like you would see a Hubble telescope photo just by
Wow.
looking up.
Okay.
It is
So it's like that.
pristine.
Okay.
Yes, but off towards you actually really don't know what direction. You don't have a compass. You see a huge tower just in the distance.
Like far enough in the distance where I'm like, dang, that tower's really big. It would take me a couple days to get there.
Not a couple days, but probably a solid day of travel.
Wow. Okay.
But it is a massive just tower, and it's not a straight tower. It's like crooked in some angles, kind of bending around and on just complete unpredictable mess.
Okay. Keeping a very keen as I can eye out, I will, I guess, make my way towards the only thing that, seems like it might be of interest. But I'm definitely very wary, and I'm looking up to see if anything else falls because I fell from the sky and there's nothing on the ground. But I'm making my way carefully to that tower.
Very well. We'll move to you. As you are kind of beginning to stir from your light sleep, you look up and you see what he saw. A very different skyline from what you are used to. Almost like you would see back at home. As you kind of, do you get up and take in your surroundings, or?
It's kind of just like
What?
what the fuck?
So you get up, you see a very similar sight to Jake. Strange trees, although further in the distance, as you were a little further along, you can see buildings of sorts. They don't quite look right either, but you can't quite tell what's wrong with them. There's just something off. This entire place feels off. You would also notice the lack of color.
I guess I'll start moving towards the buildings.
As you move closer to the buildings, you would kind of come along out of a thicket of like weird bushes. Over like as you've touched like as you're like pulling your way through this thicket of bushes, they feel like stone. They don't feel right.
Wow. Okay.
Like almost, for lack of a better term, like obsidian. But your character probably wouldn't have felt that.
Yeah.
But it feels like a metal, like stone-ish. It's cold to the touch, and despite its thickness, extremely brittle.
Okay.
Allowing you to kind of push your way through these, where you see him.
So let's recap. But I never would have even seen a Thrakreen before.
No, you have no idea what this is.
I got teleported to some wasteland with some weird stars in the sky, and for the first time in my life, I see
You do
like,
also see the tower.
a large-sized bug clad in like a uniform with a gun.
He's kind of
Yeah.
You kind of like keep your distance at first, and you see him kind of like just looking around, like confused, and you kind of get the feeling that he might be just as lost as you are. But however, he still does have a weapon in hand.
Correct.
That's your instincts
And
tell
how
you it
far
might
away
not
would
be.
I be from him?
Oh, roughly 60, 30 feet. Closer to 60.
So me with my gauntlets versus a bug with a gun, I don't like my matchup with that.
No.
So,
He definitely has the ranged advantage.
but he doesn't have seemed to notice me.
No, he has not.
Yeah, I'll stay in this bush for now.
You gonna might have found bush.
Yeah. Actually, I
Guess
don't
this
even
is
know
the
though. He doesn't look like he's like hunting for anything, right?
No, he looks like he's trying to get his bearings.
Hello.
You'll see like the antennae start twitching. Hello?
That's unsettling. Did you say that out loud?
No, the only way I can communicate to you is by projecting my voice into your head.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Which immediately you're just like, oh,
Oh.
oh God, what is that?
Say, who are you?
No shot.
Um.
Please
uh,
continue.
Who are you?
Who are you?
My name is Sharuz.
Sharuz? Okay.
Hold on,
Sharuz?
pocketbooks.
Okay. I'm Enderu. I don't exactly know where we are, and by the looks of you, you also don't probably really have a good understanding of where we are.
I was with my kin moments before I fell asleep.
And then what happened after you fell asleep?
I was here.
Okay, slightly different story from mine. I was asleep and I woke up and went to open a door, then I fell here. Yeah, but have you seen other people?
You're the first.
Okay, well, you're the first for me too. I don't really know what to do.
Yeah, I'm quite confused.
I mean, I was planning on heading towards that tower when I ran into you. I don't suppose you would want to, join me. I don't really have any way of, fighting from a range if we were to get in trouble. So,
That is something I'm a bit better at.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well,
I suppose. Let's go.
I guess. Okay.
You're like, oh, I guess it's better to travel together, higher muscle and all that. Someone has a little bit of muscle on them, as you can see this giant of a high elf. You're more a little like, okay, sure, I guess I'll travel with this guy, but he's gonna go first.
I don't look that strong. I'm just really tall.
Yeah. But, like, it's an intimidating amount of height he has on you.
I'm very
I think.
lanky.
Yeah.
I'm filled out, but not
Nice.
super strong.
Alright, next we'll go to Avery. Last you remembered, you were just kind of sitting back on the ship, listening to the lull of the waves. You put a empty bowl over your head to keep out the sunlight from that one slightly open board. And when you would wake up, because you wanted to kind of sleep in a little bit. You kind of just lay there and relax until you realize that there's no more waves. you pull the bowl over your head and you see the ship still like around. Like you just look up at the boards. The same board's still there, although there is a different light kind of poking through it. And then you kind of get up and look forward as you see a beach.
That was fast.
The only problem is,
Wait, a beach?
yes,
Not the inside of a boat?
you see half of the inside of a boat across a beach as you kind of do. You stumble out onto the sand. You do, and you kind of see everything that those two saw with the tower, the Hubble imagery, and you see the other half of the boat about 100 feet away.
Are there any, like, crewmates?
No bodies.
Okay. I'm back in the desert. Do I see... It's just the wasteland?
It is a lot of wasteland, but up the hill that towards this beach, and it kind of leads up to a hill, at which point you see the peaks of buildings.
Does it look like the ocean?
As you turn around, you finally turn around to see the ocean behind you. There's an ocean, but as you look at it, the water itself is filled with almost stars.
This ain't right.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
This ain't
I don't
right.
like this. I'm not drinking that water.
You
That's
think
all-
that would be best?
Yeah. So I'll grab my bag and I'm gonna like try and go up to like the first deck of the ship and see if I can.
There's
See
the
anything
stairs
more?
themselves are kind of broken away, but you can climb up there with relative ease,
Yeah.
given your dexterous nature. The wheel itself is broken. There, as you look around, it's hard to tell that there was any signs of like habitation whatsoever or human activity. It's like this place has been here for a long time. The boards are even brittle, as they would be left to bleach in the sun, despite there being no sun.
This is the craziest dream I've ever had.
Man,
I should have eaten
what was in
those
those
spices.
spices, bro? Oh my god.
And I should have read those labels first.
Yeah.
Red 40.
Known to cause hallucinations.
Yellow.
Your laptop is so hot.
Yeah, she's old, bro, and very used.
Like, I was not expecting that heat from turning up the volume. Good lord. But yeah,
I'm gonna grab my bag and
you do find that your bag is still there.
great. It's literally everything I own. And I'm gonna just get off the boat and disembark and
You are you wearing shoes?
yeah, I've got sandals.
Okay. You kind of jump down onto the sand
I'm actually well dressed for this.
as you hear a little slight crystalline crack of the sand beneath your feet. You kind of step around a little bit, kind of keeps happening. This is some really grainy sand.
Like walking on glass.
Not as sharp.
Okay.
You aren't like hurting yourself. Like you kind of rub your hand across it, and it's more like just crystalline, not really sharp, but like brittle. You trudge up the hill,
Yeah.
eventually leaving the strange sand behind, and you enter this sort of small town. It's unlike anything you've ever seen. The buildings are completely foreign. Some of them are even inside of each other, for lack of a better term. Like part of a building is literally meshed into the side of another building, and it's like I can't describe it in D&D terms, but it's like if you literally played Gary's mod and clipped a building inside of it. That's literally what it looks like. It is completely strange and just
Oh, this is weird.
unreal. It's not. Doesn't make any sense.
Are there like any signs of life?
Nothing. It's a ghost town. You've been in ghost towns before.
Yeah.
They are not fun and creepy when they look normal. This is even worse.
Is there like? Do they have like doors, windows?
There are doors and windows.
I want to like peek inside the most normal looking building I can find.
You kind of walk up to the window of one of the buildings, one of the more normal-esque looking ones. You kind of peek through the window. It's really hard to see as the window is smudged to hell, and you can really see more so yourself than anything else. But you see it like inside the building. You see like an outside, what you would see in an outside scenery. Like you see more of the wasteland with trees, those weird trees, for lack of a better term.
Like the houses were just kind of like plopped down in the desert, like around all the trees, or is it just like
As you kind of turn around, like you go to the one side of the house with the window, and then you go around to the other to see if you're seeing through the house. You aren't. You're seeing a completely different area inside of that house, or what you assume is a house.
it's really weird.
There is a door on the house. If you would like to try.
Crack it, kind of.
As you pull open the door, kind of crack it a little bit, peek in, you see a wall.
Close it. Open it.
Same wall.
Touch the wall.
It's physical wall. The material feels like smooth and rough at the same time. There's some sort of heat to it, but as you keep your hand on it for longer and longer, it's almost like you're draining the heat out of it. Like there's so little left of anything.
Close the door.
Eventually, kind of wandering through this town, you find yourself in what you would assume would be a central area of sorts. There's a weird kind of crooked statue in the middle that kind of represents the tower that you were able to see, as you saw the same thing they did with the tower. It's not as crooked, though. It's a little more straight. It goes about 15, 20 feet in the air. You can definitely tell this is like a central area, though. And as you kind of examine this statue, you two see him.
I've never really seen a bug person before. Is that like a common thing?
We were not of the place we were before, and we are not of this place either.
Oh. Okay. And we're pulling up on these buildings now?
You've kind of been walking through the buildings
Okay.
already. You've been seeing the same things he has. If you tried any of the windows, you would have seen a similar scene. Same with the doors.
And then we're just chatting right now, and then we just pull around a corner and we see
Pull
him.
around the corner, you see that open square with the strange replica of the statue. You probably would have been able to see the replica
Yeah.
of the statue a little bit over.
We were heading towards that.
Yeah, because it's like a little fair bit taller than the other buildings. And
We just see
you see
some.
him.
We see
Kind
some
of him just going.
You
Yeah.
would have done the same. You definitely did the same. Don't play in the same.
He's like mid door open, and we just like creep up.
Yeah, I'm like actively like trying a new door,
Mhm.
checking the wall, opening it, checking the window, closing it.
This guy just seems like a dude to you. So
You don't know from like what direction, but you just hear it in your head. Say, who are you?
yeah, you're immediately like put on edge from this. You don't have much experience with people talking in your mind, and usually when somebody says "Hey," that means you've been caught. So
Kind of like freezes.
you gotta.
You're right. It's this is a common thing I have to deal with.
You see,
Do I know what a throat green is?
absolutely not. But you
What
know what he is.
What the hell is that?
That's rude, mate.
Damn, you're tall. What is this?
I don't know. I thought it was normal here, but I don't know.
I don't think anything's normal here. Like I was on a boat, and then like the boat was like washed ashore,
Okay.
and yeah, now I'm here.
So you just also just got here.
I went to sleep. I woke up on the boat, and here.
Pretty similar story to us.
I would say.
Well, do you have a name?
It's Ezekiel.
Ezekiel? That's an insight check on that? Did you say it like that?
Ezekiel.
Okay. You started like, I don't know what name to say.
I need to recheck my character.
Oh.
I am Sharuz. That is Enderu.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
So, how long have you guys been here?
30 minutes. We walked from the wasteland over there to these buildings, and I mean, it's kind of hard to keep time, I guess, but
You would notice that since the lack of sun is playing. Have you been here 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Have you been here longer or shorter? It's really hard to tell. Even you, who generally has experience with like an internal clock sort of thing, as you know, your background would kind of provide you, you still find it difficult to keep track of time, which is kind of puts you on edge, unsettling. It's really not right.
Have you guys seen anyone else?
no,
No.
I mean, I have no idea what's going on.
I mean, these buildings are all like weird. Like they're all sticking into each other.
Yeah.
The doors don't go anywhere. The windows go somewhere that isn't inside.
We were making our way to the actual big tower, like not this replica, like the actual big one in the distance. Maybe that has some answers. I mean-
it's like the only. It's like the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we would, I guess, love if you joined us. I guess there's safety in numbers, as long as you don't care.
It's perfectly fine by me.
You would definitely say that safety in numbers is a mantra that you abide by.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I don't want to be alone in this weird.
Yeah. Is it like hot here?
No, it's neither hot nor cold.
Okay.
It's, all things considered, it's rather temperate.
Cool. So I guess we just keep walking.
I suppose so.
Check out this tower.
As you kind of begin to walk out of, you finally, you know, walk through the tunnels of the town, or like not tunnels, alleyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, alleyways of the town. You eventually come across more of that wastelandy terrain. And this one looks more misshapen. Like the wasteland before you was flat. The one you went before was flat. This one has more like kind of cracks in the ground and some almost like the earth has been shoved up in certain places, creating these like little uneven hills.
Okay.
And that's where we'll go to you. So, as you awaken, you find yourself definitely not in a tavern. The ground beneath you is kind of cold and like dirty. So you're kind of laying on your back in this sort of like almost cave.
I can get up and be like, what the fuck? It's like double check I have everything, like do a pat down to make sure my items are with me. Like,
Your weapon is with you, your journal, everything that you went to bed with is still with you.
I take like a deep sigh of a little sigh of relief as I'm like, okay, check my surroundings. Do I see anything inside this cave with me? Is it just me?
In spite of, I forget, do firemen now see have dark vision? Okay.
I think we do.
In spite of the darkness that should be in this cave, you can see relatively well. You can see the details in the cave walls, it being...
Oh, I can. I can see 60 feet.
Okay, then even still, you would still be able to see the details just fine. Even beyond your normal limits of your dark vision, you can see fine. The minerals, sort of, I guess the cave wall itself kind of glows, almost. You do see a tunnel, though. You're literally in a circular room with only forward.
I'm gonna take out my great axe. And I'm gonna kind of like use it to hold it in front of me as I make my way out through the tunnel. kind of like steadying myself, like,
Yeah.
"Alright, I don't want to use this.
Yeah.
Don't make me use this.
As you kind of with that security in front of you, you make your way through the tunnel, and after countless curves and turns, you eventually find like a sort of slanted wall. It looks like with the unevenness of it, you could climb up it without any issue.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way up it. Still trying to like keep my axe in hand, whether that be with one hand or two, just so I can have
Yeah,
something in
you
front
can
of me.
one hand climb it easily. It's like not a 90-degree wall. It's more like a this kind of incline, so
Okay.
you can kind of just climb up, no problem. You have to kind of climb though, since it is a pretty narrow tunnel. Not much height on it. After a minute or two of climbing, you. Well, hello. The cat just wandered in. After about a minute or two of climbing, you kind of see a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, and upon bringing your head in, you find yourself in a small little like indent in the ground, kind of like a long passageway.
Don't go into the light.
But you do see the sky. You are out of the cave, and as you climb out, kind of taking your surroundings, you turn around, and the crevice you crawled out from is gone.
I'm terrifying. Like it's just gone. Like,
Not even a sign it was there.
well, this isn't normal.
As you kind of look around and wander a little bit more, you come to something uneasy. There's something uneasy about this place. Specifically, this sort of like valley you're in. It's not really a valley, but for lack of a better term, you can kind of almost see over the walls. Maybe the walls are about like a half a foot off of you being able to see over them, but they're really straightly carved and really like angular. Like this seems almost man-made.
Do I like see or hear anyone? Like in the distance? No. Alright, I'm gonna try and make my way up.
As you kind of climb over the trench, you realize it's just that, a trench. And you look upon this just barren wasteland, and you see the tower in the distance, and you see stars. But your mind's more focused on the fact that this is a trench.
Fucking Vietnam flashbacks. Damn near. And she's like,
Yeah.
her heart palpitates as she's looking around, starting to
1,000
panic a
times
little
better.
bit. But then she notices there's no one. So she's like, okay, it's not what you think. You're not there. You're here. You're here. Where is here? What is here?
Yeah, you're kind of going through your personal like way of keeping yourself calm that you've developed over the years. And as you're kind of looking around, you do see them kind of off in the distance, about pretty far, like 120 to 150 feet away. You almost didn't see them at first. They're not heading towards you. They're kind of heading towards that tower, which would be about you're kind of facing this way. They're going about that way.
Okay. I'm like, hello?
So
She's like short as hell,
are
waving
you?
an axe.
So commonly we are referred to as dark green, but I am from a people known as the Kadrid. That's about the response I typically receive.
And you just
Like glare. She's
you
on a
just
hill.
you're just
Yeah.
getting like, the boomer stare.
So he's on like a hill in front of us.
No, you're really on even ground.
Oh.
But yeah, she's kind of on the shorter
I
side.
summarize.
I'm
My
literally.
ship crashed in Rogosia.
Oh, my ship crashed.
Hello?
Guys, there's like
It's just a big axe.
there's like a person swinging like a big axe in the distance.
Like
Literally great.
threateningly.
I don't know. Like look to your right and you'll see it. You have a problem with that apparently.
Just like
Hello?
You find out that he's blind and he's right.
I'm gonna be
I mean,
honest.
he's a little, he does look like he's been punched a few too many times. Like his nose is a little crooked. He has like some scars on
Do you
his
have the
face.
cauliflower here?
It's like he's got a little cauliflower
Oh,
going.
okay.
He looks like he's been punched a few times. So maybe.
Whether or not it was his fault, that's not
One too many tavern tussles.
How far away? You said like 150 or something?
120, 150.
120.
So her voice is kind of just barely carrying.
Hello.
I have to get a bit
What do we
closer.
do?
I have to get a bit closer to say anything.
Are you still talking in our heads? Oh my gosh. Okay.
She's
I-
gonna-
I'm
can't
still getting
not
used to
speak.
it.
I can't not speak into your head.
So is it like you talk to me and then but you have to say the same thing to him? Is it one at a time or?
I can have it be to multiple people.
Oh wow. Okay, that's really cool actually. You
What
can
are-
come.
what
You
are we
can,
gonna do?
Next to this
What are we
fucking
gonna do
stuff,
about the person with the big
walking
axe?
you can
their
come
way.
over.
She's coming, guys.
She holstered her weapon.
Yeah, it's on her back. She's like, these guys look like they're fucking lost because they're all talking to him. Do I know what he is?
No.
Oh god.
You do have no idea
As
what
you're
that
getting
is.
into the signal range, you like you hear like a little bit of like maybe a static or something. Like,
Radio intimidator.
hello, hello.
Hi. What the fuck is that?
Minus the little radio static bit, you would have heard people speak in your head before, as it was a common form of communication during the war.
Yeah, she's not that surprised about having someone talk in her head. She's more
Mhm.
surprised of
What the hell is that?
We don't know what it is either.
Is there a kindness bug currently talking to me? And may I ask, what are you? That may sound rude. I don't mean that to come off as rude.
No,
I'm just very.
It's
curious.
funny you ask. I explained to my friend just a moment ago.
And unfortunately, I have to explain it to all of you again, so you're going to get this
Honestly,
again.
we should wait until maybe we come across other people.
Oh, no.
We can do it just like the seminar.
Give it an hour maybe.
Oh my
Fair
god.
question. Are you from this plane, another plane, same plane?
Different plane.
I don't even think we're on the.
None of us are.
Yeah, I don't think
What's
we're-
going through your head right now is
Because this doesn't feel like a
it's a plane.
place. This does not feel like a normal place. So I'm gonna guess we're at another place, and I don't like that.
I do not think this is a home or home away from home.
No.
No. What's your names? May I ask?
Charuz.
Okay.
Enderu.
Ezekiel.
Nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
Karuda.
Nice to meet you too.
seeing everyone pick up their pens is so fun. Like, ooh, time to write things down.
I'm writing into my logbook.
Karuna.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Coruna.
Gotcha.
See the erasers are in.
I actually spelled it right.
I spelled it wrong.
No.
I
Just
bought a
okay.
notebook and forgot to bring it. Try to be a good player.
So can I ask how everyone else got here? Cause
I slept and awoke here.
I walked out a door and fell here.
I was sleeping on a boat, and then the boat was here.
okay, cause I
In two
fell out of a
pieces.
cave and the cave vanished behind me.
Were you in the cave before?
No, I was in a tavern. I fell asleep. I woke up. I'm in a cave, and I have to crawl out of the cave.
I probably
then the
should have
cave
checked if the boat
vanished.
disappeared.
The cave was gone.
It was all your right side.
You would have
probably.
looked back, the boat was still there.
Alright.
So we all go into that big tower because that seems like the only destination at my current moment.
Yeah,
There's a town, but it's more of the same, honestly.
yeah. It's like
It's not,
not worth anything really. What
There
we found.
was no one else there.
No,
No.
there was no. It was like buildings with like more wasteland inside, but then you would open a door and
There was a wall.
it was a wall.
I checked.
Many times.
I double checked.
Triple check.
Yeah, but you know we would love if you joined us. You know, trying to get to the tower.
Yeah, you look strong.
Oh no, she is like
You look strong.
a little beef.
Oh, she yoked.
Yeah.
She's like huge.
Back.
She a muscle mommy.
Yoga.
Very short,
Yay.
all muscle. Sure, it's possibly my only way out. I'll come along.
Cool.
It's fine with me.
As you thoroughly introduce each other and what's the word I'm looking for? No, you thoroughly introduce each other. I already said that. You realize that you're a lot closer to the tower than you thought you were.
Oh.
You've only been walking for maybe a little bit, but like if you're way closer than what you would feel like that distance traveled was. This applies for all of you, really. You've also noticed something unusual. You aren't hungry, or thirsty, or tired, or anything like that. Like normally,
You guys aren't special anymore.
That hurt me.
Normally after this, like, you would start to feel like getting onset of maybe some, like, minor pains in legs. I mean, your legs and stuff from walking this far, but nothing.
Okay.
It's kind of unusual, since it's really weird to not feel hungry when you should. It's kind of like a feeling like you're missing something, for lack of a better term.
Does anyone else feel very, very uncomfortable?
I'm gonna take out some of my food and like snacking on it anyway.
It tastes like food, albeit it's uncolored.
Need some sense of normalcy.
Yeah, I don't know really what's happening. I've been uncomfortable since I got here, and honestly, quite frequently before
Yeah,
I got
you-
here.
We can tell, buddy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, I'm fine, guys. What is wrong?
I'm not sure.
Just looking at you going, are you okay? It was pretty funny to me.
Because in my head, he's like disheveled.
Well, he is.
Pretty
yeah.
disheveled,
Yeah,
yeah.
and she's like not well put
Patchy
together. She's
coat.
like gruff.
Yeah.
No, my
She's, like,
coat's fine, guys.
wrong.
Okay, my coat is fine.
There's
Trust
a
me.
hole right there,
Nope,
buddy.
there's no hole in the coat. I was taking care of it at the washroom.
I
Yeah,
can
as
see
you-
like
as you-
4 right
As
now.
you move your hand, no hole in the coat.
There-
Covering up
there's
the hole in the
literally
coat.
I keep it
Why
as
no
messy as
holes in
possible.
this
It's important to me.
Little finger hole. Nothing wrong here.
He's like using his. Stop it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
But yeah, we just keep walking.
Okay. You continue onward where you encounter a sort of like, what's the word? Like a gate, I guess. But there's like no walls. It's just that there's just a gate in the middle of nowhere where there should be walls.
I am going to walk around it.
I'm gonna walk around it the other side.
You do, and you come around and see each other.
Is it locked?
It's a big gate. You probably, I mean, it's about, how tall? Like 10, 15 foot tall gate. This is like a hefty duty gate. Granted, you might not be able to push it open, but all of you together possibly could.
I was like gonna push it open.
Yeah, you
Can I
could.
help her?
Yeah.
I will not be a large contribution to this fact.
You could also just go around it.
I like to imagine now it's gonna have a different desert scene on the inside.
From the buildings, I'm not the smartest guy, but from the buildings, I just feel like anything that's here is like not really what it appears to be. So
I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
I mean, I agree with that, but at the same time, I don't want to go to another new place.
I'm just
And
gonna.
I'm just getting used to here.
Yeah, that's fair. I just maybe we can open it and see what happens.
Okay.
Lifeless in front of the tower.
What the
Please make me a strength check. You are being helped. So, advantage.
Yeah, definitely going with the first one. 17.
Okay. 38. I will get to that roll momentarily. I guess
Leave
the
it
result of
behind,
that roll
could you?
momentarily. As we will move to you. You,
Always.
kind of,
You
you awaken to the sound of
First is the worst.
like metal screeching,
Mm.
like a sound you make when large pieces of metal kind of like scratch together.
Yeah.
As you like jar up and open
Yeah,
your eyes.
I jar up and I'm like grasping my missing arm.
Mhm.
Just immediate ghost syndrome.
Yeah,
True.
you will see that you're in some sort of building. It's kind of looks like you kind of skim through your like overall I guess not ideas, but intelligence of like machines and all that, and you can kind of tell this is some sort of factory, but nothing like anything that you ever seen before. All of the what you can assume is technology looks completely foreign.
Why am I not in the tavern? That's all he gets from that.
And after that screeching paused for a moment, you see the screeching, hear the screeching kind of pick up again as you see a large gate on the other side of the factory being opened.
It's a good
So-
thing you talked us into opening that gate.
Can you push me, guys?
Yeah, you hear that. Kind of. It's a
Put
yeah.
your back into it. We can open
So
it.
wait, I'm like in this building. Am I looking out of it? to see this gate, or
Yeah, you're kind of like at the very back of the building, and you kind of woke up on like sort of bench thing.
Mhm.
You weren't like laying down; you were kind of sitting up, which you find weird
Oh, okay,
because you definitely laid down to go to bed,
yeah.
and
Time's over.
now you're not.
So-
So
But I'm in this building. I'm looking out of it, and I see them opening a gate.
you see the gate opening from the inside.
Like,
You
it's
don't see
coming
who's
towards
pushing
you.
it. Like it's a push door.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
see the gate opening, but you don't see anyone yet.
I
You
don't
hear people opening it. Like you hear him yelling, "Keep going!" or whatever he said.
I hear a voice, but I don't see anyone.
Yeah, because they're pushing the gate inwards. It
Towards
just
you.
started opening.
Oh, I'm imagining like a barred gate. You're saying it's like a solid gate.
Oh, it's a solid gate.
Okay. But those two walked around it,
Yes.
so I see them.
No. That when they walked around it,
Okay.
they just saw each other. There was no building.
Okay.
As you
Door
guys
to nothing.
and to move on back to them, as you begin to push open the gate, you do see a scenery inside of it.
Wow, you're really small but really strong.
She does the. I had a lot of training. Does she now see him on the inside?
Are you making yourself hidden, or are you like?
I'm.
Because you definitely have the opportunity.
Yeah.
To, should you want to?
So this is like the gate now into the building itself.
Mhm.
Okay, now I get you. So yeah, I would. If I see the gate opening, I'm gonna like try to hide behind a box or something.
Okay, you see one of the strange machines, and you kind of rush over quickly and hide.
Stealth.
If you want a little stealth, you can.
Yes.
Wow, this place
Not
is
like a
really
bird.
not like any other place
Natural
we
one.
found.
All right.
All right, so
Turn the machine on.
reaching with the arm that is.
you kind of yeah,
Another ghost limb syndrome moment.
you run over kind of the thing and manage to huddle up behind it and lean against it, and then you realize as you lean against it,
I don't
it's
have an
kinda-
arm there.
No, you kind of lean against it, and it's like pushing over a little bit,
Oh,
and
okay,
before you can even realize what's happening, this huge machine just slams into the ground. It is so loud, and you all hear that immediately.
What are you doing with the door over there?
Guys, that was not us.
There's something in here.
Well, I'm standing on the other side of the gate.
Come around the gate.
Yeah. What? Oh, there's a place in here, guys.
If we're standing on the other side of the gate, is the gate moving in, like opening in our direction?
Yes, you can see the doors opening in your direction.
Do we just see them opening it?
As if you would go around to like see them pushing the gate like inwards, you would see the inside of the factory.
But if we're standing on this side and they're opening it, what do we see from the opposite side of the door?
You see nothing. Like you see where they would be pushing it, you don't see them.
So,
Guys, the door hasn't even moved yet.
No, the door's moving.
do I see?
You just don't
You
see
just don't
that.
see us.
Do I
Like,
see
the door's
him?
moving on its
Do you
own.
actually?
Do I see
Do you actually
him?
understand?
Yeah,
You would see where the machine fell, and I'm guessing you would probably see him with the nat 1.
Yeah.
It's not much effort. I mean, your hiding
It
spot.
was I on like the first floor or like the second floor?
There is no second
There is no
floor in
second
this
floor.
building.
So yeah, you just see like this. You look in and you see this machine just tipped over. You still see dust cloud. Settling? No
all
dust
this stuff
cloud?
seems pretty pristine. It's unusual. This place is very inconsistent.
You just see like this figure just like frozen as he's like.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, are you okay?
Are you
over
okay?
there?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Hey, we're lost too, man. It's cool.
Oh, great. I was trying to hide when I heard the gate opening. Accidentally knocked this over.
Oh, okay.
So you're
hurt.
not from here?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess nobody's from this place. I
Welcome-
guess.
Alright,
welcome
that
to
makes
the
it worse.
club.
Yeah.
Alright, common denominator. I like it.
I'll go back around the door. You'll see that's where I come
Not a common denominator. I don't like it.
Who's that?
Do you have a name?
What is that?
I'll do you one better.
my name is Ardor.
Ardor?
Ardor.
That's funny. We found you behind a door.
I know it's kind of a little fitting, I guess, in that retrospect.
So like, how did you get here?
I was sleeping in my room at an inn, and I woke up on that bench over there.
Oh, I mean, pretty similar story to everybody else, I guess. Well, if you look outside, and I'll point to like the wasteland, it's like a wasteland desert out there, and we're walking towards some weird tower to hopefully find some answers. So
Oh,
you can join us if you want.
yeah. Nothing better to do.
Yeah, this is pretty jarring circumstances, so
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. I'm Enderu, by the way.
Nice to meet all of you. He again goes to wave a right arm, and then he like just holds up a stub and then goes, "Oh, that's right."
I'm not gonna mention it.
It kind of just goes.
Me with my forearms.
You're showing off.
I feel a little uncomfortable.
I'm Charuz.
I'm Ezekiel.
Nice to meet all of you. Please ignore the arm. It happened semi-recently. I'm still getting used to it.
I think that look suits you.
Thanks.
So recently, like, it didn't come with you here, or did you lose it before you showed up here?
Before I showed up here,
That's a great question,
That's a
actually.
really important distinction that I didn't think anyone would make. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah,
Is
it's
there, like,
really
an arm
important.
with
it's just
your
an
guy
arm.
coming?
Like, are we just really lucky to have all of our like pieces intact, or like?
Like this
I wonder if there's, like,
commercial, like
A reason that we were brought here.
Well-
I just,
maybe we'll find it in the tower.
yeah, true. Seems like a diverse cast of people, so I don't really see anything off the bat.
That's
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
So I guess if anything,
what race were you in? Earth Genasi?
Yeah. Although it's a little hard to tell. The only hints would be like his kind of brownish, dusty skin from one hand. The other hand appears to have a glove on it.
cool.
And then the occasional like glimmer of light that hits under the hood. You see the same skin tone.
I mean, just, thinking of the worst that could happen if we were to get into, a situation. Is everybody, combatively available?
Just trained all my life to
She
fight.
literally
fight.
just points to the axe that is.
Well,
currently above her
I
head.
knew you.
I don't like fighting. I'll tell you that much. So if we do get in a scuffle, this is the last resort.
Gotcha.
Now, you may see this thing on my back, but I might not end up using it for a little bit. It, received some damages when I first arrived to Rogosia.
Oh, okay.
I reach into a pocket and pull out a little hand crossbow that I hold in one hand.
Okay.
Has to be a hand crossbow.
Yep.
Every time you have to reload it, you just have to put it down and.
With your foot.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to a fight.
Okay. I don't really mess with fighting either, but
It's okay.
I think it makes me
we-
roguishly handsome.
She's like, we all got scars, and she literally has a scar that runs down her mouth, and another one that completely covers her cheek.
That's tough.
I have not a blemish on my skin.
He's just got like a little
Part of
Except
one
for
of
the
the
weird
scar
purple
and like
stuff.
one going across his nose.
Part
Not
of
like
one
it's a
of my
competition, but I'm
antennae
pretty
are,
sure this is the biggest scar.
Oh no, that is.
That
I
doesn't
mean,
count.
sorry.
The two different reactions. I mean, it is. Doesn't count.
I'm just trying to make light of the situation here. I mean, you guys are talking about injuries, and
It is pretty tough.
I would say it's pretty good.
Is it like a cool story or was it like a work related incident?
Technically the second, but that's as much as I'd like to say about it.
I got it.
I get it.
I missed a. I lost a bit of my antennae in a crash landing.
Oh, that's terrible. Probably, actually.
It's canon.
It's
canon. Anyway.
Well, I mean, we're actually pretty decently close to that tower now. I guess it wasn't as far away as we originally thought.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
you could probably reach there soon.
We can say that we didn't talk about this while we're walking, but like you guys have been walking. How long you guys have been walking?
We're not
It's
sure.
hard to
A
tell, and
while.
as we step outside, like I'll
Yeah, you
point
can
up
see
to
the
the sky.
very unusual for you. You're used to
Mm.
smoggy nights and just even smoggier days.
Yeah.
And there's like not even a blot. Like there's not even like a small lighter spot where you know the sun is.
As a matter of
There's
fact,
just clear sky with stars.
yeah, you really just don't know where the light that you are seeing is coming from. It just is, and that also kind of makes it a little weird.
Oh, yeah. Like,
And as you kind of
space doesn't work naturally.
Yeah.
Like, if you'll walk around to the other side of this door in which we found you.
Just imagine
Hmm.
the fucking
Yes, it'd be
dark
hard.
witnesses.
you also take into, since you're kind of like more like okay, calculating about this due to your intelligence, you will notice that no one here casts a shadow, not even you.
Anyone else notice they don't have a shadow? I guess that kind of makes sense because there's no sun.
Or we're all
I
vampires.
didn't. Don't joke about
I would
that.
bet against that.
joke about that, he says.
No, not that I know of.
A
Well-
vampire.
Oh, you don't even have
Just
any
saying, a
teeth.
vampire Thri-Kreen would be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the cave
That'd be
I did
something.
come from was all lit. Like, the walls.
Hmm.
There was no one discerning light source. It was the walls, and the floor, and the ceiling.
So is everybody from Ragosia here?
Somewhat.
Yeah.
As there is Ruby, born and raised.
Okay.
Yeah, that name kind of is like, yeah, yeah, in your head, and you're like, okay, yeah, sure.
Are you
yeah.
sure you're from Rogosia?
Yeah, I'm from Ragosia.
You're not doing a good job.
I'm not convinced.
No, I'm from. It's just like not really a good place to be from, so I don't really. You know.
So you kind of give him a look over. His clothing, while ragged and dusty, does kind of insinuate he's from the Empire. It has that kind of stylization from it. It's not military-esque in nature, so you don't think he would have been part of anything like.
The coat gives it
Military.
away.
But like the cloak kind of gives it away. But he's definitely from the Empire in some way. Maybe a beggar, perhaps.
I was like, hey man, if you're the war ended, if you're from the Empire, it's like no hard feelings. You don't seem like you were a soldier,
No.
so
That tower's getting pretty close though, so let's keep walking over there.
Touchy subject.
Yeah.
My home personally is the Astral Sea, but the means of which I can get there is no longer available.
Sorry you're stuck here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty.
This is a
Crappy
pretty
place.
bad place to be at. Yeah.
There seemed like some more habitable places, but I ended up in Lathy, of all places.
I mean, currently I'm in Old Bridge. Pretty nice place. Pretty good farmer town.
Never been to Lathy, but I know of it.
It was near the front.
I was born after the war.
which one?
Am I getting that right?
I'm pretty sure you said you were born right after the Shattered War.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, I was going to say the coalition war didn't end that long ago.
Yeah.
Slight retcon. I was young.
It
I was
wasn't,
young when
it
the war
wasn't a
happened.
retcon. You just said war. So yeah.
You were born after a war.
I was young when all that business went down with the Empire.
As you all kind of just start walking and conversating about your past, everyone here, please roll me a perception check.
Second natural one.
Here it comes.
It's not natural one.
What?
Natural
Yeah,
20.
There you go.
On a perception.
20.
20.
20,
14.
14.
I got 6.
16.
Okay. I would say you would notice that as you're like kind of
So close.
talking and listening to stories and all being exchanged, you would notice a shimmer around the tower as
That looks like magical energy.
Seems so.
As you
I
notice,
don't really know what it is.
as you
So
kind of
where's
like
all
keep
this?
looking at the tower, you realize
Alright.
the shimmer is getting like
Further
almost
away from probably where
wavier.
y'all are.
weird.
There's
I was
more
actually on my way to
stronger.
Oh,
Is there any
Yeah.
color to that
yeah,
either?
right
Oh,
below where.
Surprisingly,
that's
yes. This
Yeah.
one has like there's like a
That's
normal
not-
whitish grayish, but like there are flecks of
Very
yellow,
close.
like a
Doesn't
really
sound like my,
vividly
my
bright
half
yellow.
place.
Probably
I
not.
like the cities.
And that's when you realize
I
it's
like
not so
either
much
way.
like a shimmering
Back in.
energy around the tower, but like a
It's
wave
not
of
for
energy.
everyone.
A wave that is
Plus, there's been
rapidly approaching
Good
your
folks
location.
to help out there.
That's for sure.
Guys, I hate to break up your
I think we
conversation.
should take cover.
Something's
Why?
coming.
What's going on?
There is a wave of shimmering energy coming towards you from the tower. Like dangerously fast speeds.
That's not good.
And you kind of look around and you're like in this just wasteland. There's nothing here.
Guys, this is really bad.
There's
Yeah, I
How
won't take
far
off
away-
running
how far
off
is
of
the-
it.
How far away is that door?
The
gate.
Oh,
you passed it a while ago.
we built
So
one.
it's like it's bad. If you as you all kind of turn around, it's just catching up to you, no problem. And as it washes over you, for lack of a better term, it feels like someone has just has your heart in your hands and is just crushing it. It is debilitating. Your world just spins and warps, and then as suddenly as it started, it's just over.
Oh,
That sucked.
oh.
Let's get to the tower.
Yeah.
You don't hear me.
That happened
You don't
again.
hear me say anything to anyone, but I'm just like on the ground, just like twitching.
She's
And
like hands on knees doing the.
yeah. No, God, oh fuck, it hurts.
Don't scream! Don't scream!
Yeah. And that sensation is filled by a second one, a sort of like light pull in the direction of the tower.
It wants us to go there.
What happened?
So where are you gonna hide for the next wave?
Last place is a distant town.
He's right.
I'm walking towards the tower still.
Yeah, you kind of
Fucking speed
you kind
walk through
of
this.
all gather your bearings and continue onward, kind of like waiting for another wave, like kind of just mentally preparing, but nothing comes.
Good.
You eventually reach near the base of the tower, and after what really doesn't feel like too long of a walk, like you're kind of just you would look away and talk to somebody and then look forward and the tower's closer than it should reasonably be. It's like this whole place is shifting constantly and there's no way to keep your bearings about you. You would find another sort of like town, but this one seems more like a city almost. Rather a larger thing. The architecture is roughly the same, with buildings actually going to the second floor this time, and some even have a third, which is impressive in of itself. But yeah, you're at the entrance of that city.
I'm keeping an eye out for movement of creatures or such.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah.
So is this the the town you guys were describing?
No, this one's actually
This
way
is a lot
bigger. Yeah,
It's bigger.
way bigger.
I was thinking he's
Is
gonna run
the-
up to another door and start opening.
Is the tower like in this city?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. At first, I thought this was a dream, but I don't think my brain could come up with.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'm smart enough for that, man.
Yeah, I don't think
Which
this is a
Kind of
dream.
makes this worse.
Maybe I am dreaming. I have not slept in a long time.
Do you sleep?
I don't need to.
That's
I
impressive.
wish.
Should I make some sort of check to keep my bearings about me, or
There's really, I mean, the city's kind of like, you kind of get turned around a little bit, but
I meant like keeping looking for people.
Oh,
Surely
I
if I
see.
take the
Perception,
canine
please.
feet, everything will be alright.
You try to figure out. It's just
13.
you don't see anyone But
It's
in the
actually not that bad.
far off, you hear a kind of like a very silent thud.
Like a-
Not from the tower. Not that, not
That
that,
was
not
good.
like
That was
that.
good.
That was a thud, but not like that loud.
What was that time? That was crazy.
Yeah, that was.
Um,
If it was a loud thud, I would have been. But,
like the thud of like a
These videos are all
something
pre-scripted.
heavy
We playing that.
kind of like you feel it.
like if I was to touch through snow, like that kind of thudding.
What do you-
Like a. Do I feel like it's in the cadence of maybe footsteps?
you kind of listen a little bit more. You not footsteps, but it is consistent. Something is moving.
Have you guys seen Dune?
No.
It's not a thumper. It's not a thumper
Okay.
or whatever they're called.
Yeah, it's fun. Do you guys hear that too?
Yeah, I don't
A
really.
bit.
I don't really know what it is, to be honest. But is there a certain direction that it's largely coming from, or is it just like all around?
I would say if you're facing a alleyway this way, it is coming from kind of like this way to the
Northeast.
northeast. Yes.
And we're kind of looking at the tower.
Mm-hmm. It is northeast of where you're looking.
Is it getting closer or further? Can we tell?
It does sound like it's getting closer, albeit very slowly.
Well, that's definitely moving in our direction.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it knew we were here after that last death wave.
Yeah.
Should I look ahead and try to see what it is?
Yeah.
Why not?
Like, if that's something that you're good at doing, I guess.
It's one of the many things I've been trained.
We're gonna stay on this road and keep moving towards the tower, though.
I'll come with you just in case.
Yeah, it'd be easy to get lost in these alleys.
Okay.
Okay. So you are scouting ahead with you two?
Just there.
Jester? Okay. So you two kind of go together. You kind of take these sort of like curving roads, or what you assume are roads. They're flat enough to be them, but there just hasn't been any sign of any carts or anything like that on the pathways at all. And again, another huge just ghost town. You see a lot of those like statues, or that statue that you saw in the smaller town, that are kind of like dappled around a little bit. They're in places where you don't think they would be. Like there's one literally hanging off the wall of a building, just kind of there, almost like bridging the two buildings together, but there's no door on top of it, so looks like it kind of almost grew there. As you kind of get closer and closer to the tower, you do hear the thumping increase in volume. Substantially. Whatever is making that sound is near.
Stay here for a moment. I'm going to turn the corner.
She's like pressed up against the wall, great axe in hand. Like,
And even though we're not with them, we can hear
Is
it
it getting
increasing
closer
for us.
for us?
Not as much, but like it's going from a silent sound to a silent but noticeable. As you peek around the corner, just very carefully, you will jump back as you see a four-fingered hand just slam down in front of you. It didn't look like it was aiming for you, but it looked like it was just there. As you kind of jump back, silently cursing to yourself in your mind, you hide behind the wall and glance over again, as you will see the arm kind of drag itself forward, and then you'll see a second one kind of follow next to it on the other side, making another loud slam into the ground. As whatever this is drags itself closer into the view, you can see what appears to be a torso. A humanoid torso, more or less, with skin not so dissimilar to what Ezekiel saw in the water, with flecks of yellow similar to that energy wave, but all like smooth abyssal, like night sky black. Where its head should be, there is instead a just swimming orb of energy. As it crawls closer into view, you see a second torso connected to the very front of it. This torso has arms like it does, but it's much smaller, almost human-sized. I should mention that this thing is huge. Like, the main body is huge, but the one on its chest is human-sized. This one has a head, and it has two piercing, like hollow yellow eyes just stacked on top of each other like this.
But we can't see that yet.
You don't see that.
Okay.
He does. You hear it, but you don't see it.
Like I look like
It's like
and
you,
I
like I
see
want.
him.
You can kind of see him now that he's jumped back behind the wall and he's just flat against it.
I'm gonna look over him like
As it will continue to just crawl past you, and as it completes crawling, you will see that it has no legs. Its torso just abruptly ends.
I'm just gonna do the point to me and him, and I'm gonna point to the tower like you go to the tower. Like
It's kind of, as you kind of peek out as it crawls by, you will see it kind of stop for a moment, as you will see one of its hands rise up and then just strike out into the alleyway and just come back, and you'll see like a small, like, humanoid-esque creature with a single eye on its forehead, kind of similar to the one with the kind of similar to the main torso. It will hold this creature kind of. The creature doesn't seem to be struggling despite the violent nature of the grab. It places it down in front of the smaller torso, kind of turning a little bit, so you actually get an angle of this. You'll see the central torso kind of raise its hands a little bit as the small creature will float. And you see like this yellowish energy kind of course around both the creature and the small torso. And you kind of hear a humming, and as it intensifies, you will see a just blinding flash of light. It sears your eyes. Like you see an after image is how bright it is of like the main torso and the small creature. And after that, a wave of sound, just loud, just explosion will come over you. As the dust kind of clears, the torso will be there, and the smaller creature is nowhere left to be found. As the torso will then again crawl on. Strangely enough, it seemed like the smaller creature almost embraced this process, rather than was distressed about it. It's safe to assume that should it catch you, a similar fate will follow. But it continues to crawl in what appears to be a large, like, kind of circle around the tower of, like, a large streetway. And it crawls off into the distance. You still hear its loud movements, even from here, but it's far off now. You should be safe. For now.
Let's go to the tower.
yeah, whatever that sound was. I don't like that.
You also heard that big, like, explosion, although there was, like, less of, like, a dust wave kind of following it, as it more so was just a loud, like, thundering boom, so to speak.
Well, I hope our guys didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, I hope they're okay.
I hope they're okay.
Someone listen to Dynamite has been so
Oh, well, we're still going towards the tower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe a little cautiously after that sound.
You cautiously make your way towards the tower. Don't come across anything. That thumping sound's still off in the distance, but again, it's still getting quieter, so you shouldn't be heading towards it in any way. I'll say you guys make it to where they are shortly. What are you doing in the meantime? What are you two doing? Do you want to investigate where that scene, for lack of a better term, happened? Are you looking more closely at the tower?
We're getting the hell out of where we were
Okay.
and going towards the tower.
As you kind of make your way out into the street, keeping an eye out for anything like those smaller creatures, you don't see any. You will see kind of like the area where the event happened. There is the burnt-in shadow of a humanoid silhouette there on the ground where that creature was.
What did you see?
Big thing grabbed the little one and blew it up.
It looked like it did more than just blow it up. It turned the poor thing to ash.
As you kind of lean down at the imprint on the ground and kind of rub your hand over the stone, the imprint does not leave. It is burned into this kind of stone-like marble on the ground. The amount of, you would know, like, a decent thing amount heat, like, damages as you've seen a lot in your time with the, well, you know. The amount of energy required to burn an imprint into something is incredible.
We need to get going.
I would say.
That sounds
That
like
is
a
true.
challenge for like next level.
Yeah, you guys. That sounds like a level.
You guys
It's like a CR3 monster.
Yeah, like, you guys, as soon as you guys get your subclasses, you'll be cruising just fine. No.
No.
But you make your way closer to the tower and you see a sort of like ring around the base of the tower. As you two approach, you realize that above the ring there are 5 of these like weird nodule things. As you two approach, 2 will light up.
Is this thing like floating in the air?
No, it's literally in the tower. Like it's almost like a doorway, but there's no handle. It's like just in the
Oh,
tower.
gotcha.
And are we like behind them?
You would be coming up on them now. You kind of entered the alleyway where, is it Charuz? Charuz? Charuz. Okay. You would enter the hall or alleyway where Charuz hid in, and you would see the burnt-in silhouette on the ground. But you would see.
I hope that's not one of them.
Yeah, you kind of like
It looks a
panic.
little big to be
It looks a little big to be
Karuna,
Karuna.
and it looks a
It
little
does look a
small
fair bit
to
big to be Karuna, and
It doesn't have
Too
4
tall to
arms.
be
It's
Like
also
a
missing the 2
It's only got
arms.
2
So
arms,
you're,
yeah.
you are mostly sure that it's not one of your companions, but you'd still like to see them first. And you eventually make your way to where they are standing by the ring, and you see them standing there. They are, thankfully, unharmed.
Hey guys.
Hey.
They seem a bit shook.
Does it have anything to do with that
So I found out
shadow?
what the thing looks like.
What thing?
That's open.
Oh, the thumping thing.
Yeah.
Right. The thing.
The thing.
The thing.
Yeah,
The thumping
The
thing.
thumping thing.
the thumping thing.
It is something.
An enormous torso with arms and an energy, like a ball of energy as a head, and a smaller torso on the larger torso. It grabbed some other creature and
You'll point to the stain on the ground.
What happened to him?
He died.
Turning the poor thing to nothing but smoke and cinder.
Probably can't get that out with traditional cleaners.
it's
So
not
good old overworkers are good at that.
Yes. Get it out eventually.
not my greatest concern.
No, definitely not. We're at the tower now, right?
Yeah, and those lights lit up.
As you approach, meeting up with Charuz, the remaining 3 lights will glow.
So there's only 5.
As the
Are they 5 different colors?
no,
Well,
they're all that same yellow.
Okay, there's yellow.
That same yellow you saw from the wave. That same yellow you saw from the torso
And the eyes.
and eyes. Yes. As the wall of the tower will begin to, like that's the wall inside the circle will begin to crack and kind of fall inwards, as a portal opens.
I guess
Oh.
we're affected.
What even is that?
Expected, it's a portal.
But it wasn't
What
a
if-
portal until we got
We
here.
did not go in there.
Well, I don't think there's any other.
Well,
Wait,
I don't wanna get
personally
exploded.
want to meet with that thing that we had around.
But I also don't want to go into this portal.
Well, you got a
But-
pros list and your cons list. Pro, we don't have to face the thumping thing. Con, we don't know where this portal goes.
Get
I mean-
disintegrated.
Or maybe.
Maybe end up back.
I'm not too
Hopefully
familiar
not
with
get
these
disintegrated.
portals we're talking about, but like, I don't see it. It doesn't look inherently dangerous. I don't think.
It has that same yellow energy as the lights above the doorway.
I would say that actually probably does look
Yeah, that
pretty
is kind of
inherently
inherently
dangerous.
dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, I'm down to check it out.
So, who values their life least?
I'll go.
Oh my god.
That was quick.
That was pretty quick.
And she'll not like thinking more of like, maybe these people shouldn't get hurt. If I go in and I get hurt, maybe that's fine. As she steps in, what's she saying?
Damn, she just.
As
thought
you
you were
step
gonna, like,
into
stick an arm in
the,
her.
No, she's going full person.
what is it? The portal.
Wait, do you think that one of the lights will go out?
You see one of the lights
I
on
don't
the
even know what
outside
I'm doing.
intensify rather than go out. As you step through, you kind of like walk, and then you see just nothing below you, and you kind of panic for a second until you step your foot down, and you see kind of ripples be made. It's solid ground, but you
Wile E.
can't see
Coyote.
like anything. You just see more starscape below you.
I mean,
Well,
I'm
not
gonna
dead.
follow
Is the
suit.
portal still behind me?
Yes.
Let's wait and see
Try to
if she
stick
comes
my
back.
head back out and be like, so I'm not dead. That's a good thing.
Sure, you may.
She's decapitated.
As you stick your head out of the portal, the glow of the intense orb above the portal slightly decreases.
Alright. Gonna be a little weird. There's nothing really in here, but I don't know if it's because all of us aren't in here. But there is solid ground and I don't see a giant dangerous type of thing. I'm not dead.
It's good enough for me.
I don't think this
You
can
did
get any
an
weirder.
improvement.
I go
I'm
in.
down to go in. Yeah, I go in too.
And she pulls her head back in.
You all go in.
Mhm.
Very well. As the all of you enter into this strange sort of like ocean of stars, for lack of a better term, you'll hear the portal behind you kind of just close back up. At first, you kind of just look around and just like, is there anything here? Like, why are we here? And until you kind of like keep looking around and you see something very large kind of encroaching from the which direction would it be? I want to say from the direction of the portal, so like south of you guys. As you kind of like look around, you see something very large coming towards you.
Like a structure coming towards us, or is
The
it?
structure.
Okay.
You said there was
There was no big thumper thing when I first stepped in here.
Hey guys, there's a building
There's
There's
yeah.
a building.
moving towards us.
I don't know if that's worse or better.
As the
Are we still devoid of color?
yes, as the structure moves closer and closer, you come to realize it as the tower itself. You seem to be very high up from where you were, so high up that while you can almost see the top of the tower, you can't quite. But if you look down, you can't see any ground below you. This tower goes on for a long
Oh,
The tower definitely didn't look this tall before, right?
time.
It didn't stretch all the way into the sky.
It honestly kind of did, but like it would be hard to tell with the just stars. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like also kind of star
Fine.
textured.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really see how high it went, but it's safe to assume that this is the same tower.
and there's no like stairs or anything.
No, as the tower continues to approach, it'll kind of slow down and stop about a couple hundred feet from you, as the ground in front of the tower will begin to bubble, kind of like churn like ocean waves.
Do we still feel compelled to go towards it?
A little, but it's slightly faint now. The bubbling in front of you grows more and more intense until you see a medium-sized hand and arm burst out of the bubbling ocean of stars.
Is that what you
Just a hand in
It's
arm?
like just
Is that
For
it?
now,
Is that the thing?
I'm gonna
it's way too small to be the thing that you saw.
Is it like thrashing about, or is it just
It's
like
a pretty
pulling?
it's like trying to drag itself out, trying to grab like a handhold, but there's just nothing to grab. But it's slowly making progress.
I'm gonna reach in my pocket, like my jacket pocket, and pull out this like half face mask, and I'm gonna put it on.
As slowly but surely the thing just crawls itself out of this just gooey mess on the floor. As it kind of rises to its full height, it's maybe got about half a foot on you.
Oh.
It's very misproportionate. One of its arms is like crooked and bent to be at least almost double the length of its other, but because it's crooked in such a fashion, it's kind of the same length as one of its arm, or like its other arm, which is completely normal. Where its hands kind of end in these sort of like claws, but not really. The more crooked arm definitely, but the regular one looks very human, and it also, like the torso, has 4 hands, or four fingers on each hand.
Is it consistent with the finger that would be missing from a normal hand with the other one? Like, is it just like both of them don't have a thumb, or
Both of them do not have a thumb.
okay?
Yes. And it doesn't look
That
like
doesn't
they,
look friendly.
it doesn't look like they were cut off or anything. It looks really like it was made like that.
And is it like fleshy?
Yeah, fair bit amount. It's got that same kind of consistency as the creatures that Sharuz saw. It's got that same kind of skin color. As it kind of reaches to its full height, it shakes off the rest of that ichor star mass almost, and a singular yellow eye will open in the middle of its face, of which it doesn't really have a mouth or anything. It just has an eye.
Don't like that.
Does the thing look like it's like mindlessly walking towards us, or is it like,
It'll-
kind of intimidating and staring?
It'll look at
Intimidatingly
you,
staring there.
all, and then kind of holding one of its hands out as a strange halberd-like glade will rupture out of the water, and it'll grab it as it flies
Not
up.
good.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take a
they
step
want
like
to fight.
forward. Or
It's definitely
Yeah.
fire.
I'm going to stand here and shoot at it.
All right. I would like everyone here to roll initiative.
yes, sir, Steve.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Let's see here.
I did not leave my mid initiative rolls in the last campaign. They're still here.
Forgive me if this takes a moment to set up. I'm still getting used to things.
No, it's not a 1.
Wow, that's good.
It's still single digits.
It's okay.
You want a notebook instead?
Actually, I would much prefer a notebook. Yes, please. I would love to do this on a Google Doc, but like I just
And a goigle doke.
a Google Doc. Google Doc.
Google Docking.
Yay, first combat.
Yeah, I remember Jake saying you wanted combat.
Yeah.
So,
Should have bought a better chair.
Combat.
yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing here with this.
Killing
I'm
my
like,
lower
damn, I
back.
really wish I had a good chair. He's living life over there, man.
For now.
For now.
Oh, no, it gets stolen.
You got a pencil?
No. No.
Actually, paper bag.
The question is, for this combat, do we have a battle map?
Yes, I do have a battle map. That's what's going to take a little bit for me to get up.
Just
It's
a
not
black
gonna-
screen.
It's not going to be a traditional battle map. It's not going to be a traditional battle map per se, but is that it?
Pass
Yes.
that to him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, Riley. What might be a good idea is like painting the ring of our bases a different color. Like a different vibrant color. So that they stand out.
My ring's a vibrant brown.
I mean, you can claim brown as your ring color.
Sure. How this will show up. Not great at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks vaguely insectoid.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Your pose does kind of have your other 2 arms like tucked in.
Yeah.
No, I more meant like, can you actually see the colors? It
Oh.
kind of contrasts terrible with the
blue.
the
Yeah.
blue gray.
Well, how does a blue figurine show up on a blue board?
Well, that's not the map, I don't think.
But it could be.
But it could be. It
It's
could be.
just this.
Bow battle.
Yeah.
battle.
So this grid is
That's
probably, this grid is I know this grid's probably completely scuffed, so I might need some help adjusting it properly.
Usually, you just
wait,
need to
hold
change
on.
it to 40.
40 is usually a good starting
Yeah.
point.
It's at 40 right now.
Alright.
So
So who's standing at the front of the group?
Me. I said I pushed myself forward.
Okay. My healing.
You know
Alright,
me, bro.
see if this works.
Oh,
That
snap.
is
That is
about right.
is it about right?
conventional.
That is right.
Yeah, that's what you see below
We're
you.
literally fighting at a
It's an
CS.
eyeball.
Yeah.
And the enemy guy's over there?
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't have like a. I don't know how you'd mess with the token stuff on here. For now though, I'm probably just gonna say somebody we use a large mini, like a 2x2.
There's probably a large one that's already on display right there.
Either that or maybe it's back there
I think
somewhere.
they're all huge.
Only we had a
huge.
red dragon right now.
This is
Yeah,
large.
not yet, buddy.
That's huge.
No, that's not so large. The snake is snake's huge.
Yeah.
The pit fiend is large. Gorilla's huge. Pit fiend's large.
Got a boy.
Where'd you want your guy?
Is that large?
Behind
Oh, that is.
second row.
Like there, Jack?
Yeah, right there.
We've been pit against a fiend.
We use that or the owlbear. I don't know. It's the owlbear is probably closer to what we're fighting.
Well, this guy's humanoid. Sort of.
He is carrying a weapon.
You can. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is carrying a weapon.
So we're gonna take it after we beat him, right?
Of course.
This large halberd that is probably larger than him.
And may or may not vanish back into the black.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
We like to think positively, guys.
oh dear.
Hey, speaking for yourself, over there.
Can I get initiative rolls?
20.
17.
I thought you got 24.
That was perception, brother.
Brother, that was a perception check a year ago.
Wow. Okay, I guess I'm tweaking. 20.
Yep.
Anyone higher than 20?
No.
I need to see what this thing's plus is.
I rolled your number naturally.
So, next.
17.
Next.
Does anyone beat an 11?
10.
Wow.
Tough world we live in.
Out to
Um,
you.
And then you got
9.
okay.
Oh, wow. 11, 10, 9.
Yeah.
17.
20.
I bet you feel so special.
I do. I feel awesome. I only got a +3 initiative, bro.
Let me see here. Okay. I lost my cursor. There it is. Better find it.
Dude.
Holy crap, it's real.
It's all real.
No. Nah.
No.
For a point of a...
I am. Oh, I forgot it right there.
Yeah. And it's muted still.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just reducing it a little bit because it might be a little loud to start.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see here.
We're all just like, where is it?
Is it not that loud?
Not playing.
Wait, is it playing?
It is. Or it should be.
We're all about to get blasted.
There it is.
There we go. Gareth, you're up first.
Oh, yay! Let's see. This guy's probably... Whoa.
Really?
I'm going to...
Bro, it's like he's not about to just Eldritch Blast.
I'm gonna take a small walk forward, and then, you know, as I'm adjusting my mask on my face still, and then I will kind of like some smoke from the sides of my face, like some black powdery mist will start pouring out as it covers my body, and I will teleport right up to his feet as my bonus action. And then I'll brandish my gauntlets on my hips. I'll shove my hands into them, and I'll just take a nice crack across his face. Ooh, 21.
That hits.
Cool. Just gonna run you 9 damage.
Okay.
Non-magical bludgeoning.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then the mist goes away, and that's my turn.
Next up, Charuz.
I'm going to get perfectly in range. I'm going to brandish my slightly damaged rifle and take a shot at it.
Hey,
Hey. 19.
That hits.
Seven piercing damage.
Okay. Next, is that your turn?
That will be my turn.
Next up, Ezekiel.
I go
Wow.
before it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I should note, because I hit it with my musket, its speed is reduced by 10.
Okay. I don't think it's going anywhere. It's got fresh meat in front of it. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just use my action to dash up to him. You know, get right up in there next to
you got it. You got it.
We believe in you.
Yeah, those are the one. That's the one note that I took down. Is everyone's name?
there it is. I wrote it down. Just because I wrote it doesn't mean I remember it. Alright, now crucify me for this. Am I allowed to make a bonus action unarmed strike without making an action
No monk.
unarmed
The
The
strike?
new monk
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
Really?
can do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
new monk
Oh,
can
wow.
do that.
I'll use my bonus
Yeah.
action to make an unarmed strike.
That's already so
You will
much
not be getting
better.
crucified.
Darn.
That misses, unfortunately.
I'm
This
off
thing,
my game.
as you're kind of like throwing your punches, this thing isn't very fast, but it's got some decent level of solidness to it. So it just kind of like you hit it and it just doesn't really have much of an effect. You're just like, damn,
Bouncing off.
okay, that's not a person anymore. Used to punching people.
Monster Hunter think.
Yeah. That's your turn.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Next up, Karuna.
Okay, that's
This thing
surprising.
rolled a 3.
Yeah, it rolled pretty bad.
Once.
And it's not fast, so it rolled pretty bad.
It's gonna move up. Not really much I can do. I mean, no, it's not the same. Can I observe to see if it's doing anything at this current, like, reacting in any way to them moving up to
Yeah,
it?
it's attempting to dodge out of the way. It's taking hostile. It has hostile intent. You can see one of its hands start to glow.
Dang it.
Okay.
There goes half my HP.
Absolutely obliterate. That's all I'm really gonna do.
Next up, Aldor.
Ardor.
Ardor.
Alan.
Alan.
I will probably at some point maybe I'll come if you're okay with me coming earlier for another session. I might try and figure out how to use like how the creatures in the map and just get PNG files and stuff for that.
That's true.
That's 30 feet from the creature. I'll pull out my hand crossbow, aim it with my left hand. This will probably miss because
This is where we find out if
If
he's
he's
left
left
or
or
right.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely not supposed to be left-handed. Okay, that's a 19.
That hits.
For a big 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then I stick the string of the crossbow under my foot, and I load another bolt into it as a bonus action.
All right.
I'm done.
It is now this creature's turn. It will raise its kind of like blade, like bring it across in like 2 wide sweeps, one to you and one to you.
Oh.
That's extra attack.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Okay.
early.
Okay.
Jacob does a 16 hit.
16 club.
Wouldn't it be?
It will deal 8 damage.
It's gonna crack you up like a crab.
Why do I have the highest AC?
Ezekiel, it's a 14 hit.
No, it does not.
The second hit first hit will go like clean into Endeavor's side as it brings it back the other edge for a second hit. It'll completely just, you'll duck underneath it, already expecting it. Let's see what happens here. And there,
Brother.
its glowing hand will kind of, like, other hand, the crooked one will kind of reach out and you'll like start swiping towards you. I need you to make a strength or dexterity saving throw.
Definitely a dex save. Still not my greatest. 7.
7?
7.
Okay, you try and like
Definitely not the greatest.
sidestep out of the way, but the hand will like kind of catch you, and as it does, it doesn't make contact with you, but you feel like you're just being bound by this energy as it lifts you up into the air. You are considered restrained and grappled.
Hit him with a double.
As it does do this, though, you will see a glowing orb appear on its chest. All of you will see that.
Is that like kind of what it did with the other thing?
The other one exploded.
We won't let you get exploded.
I should mention the damage from its glaive was force.
Oh, okay.
In case anyone has resistances to that.
No.
Very well.
Believe it or not. No.
That is its turn.
So that's me.
Yes.
Anything's got built.
You find yourself kind of like
Not
grappled
really,
and
not
restrained, and
really.
as you like sit there, this energy continues to like crush you in further as you take
He's gonna miss
Getting
out.
imploded.
6 force damage.
Okay.
He might be getting exploded.
So that all transpires, and then you'll see as I use my bonus action, a little bit of the damage that I've been taking is going to close up a little bit. You'll see like more of that steam come off me, but this time it's like actual normal steam. Hey. And I'll regain a little bit of health as my bonus action. Then, am I out of melee with this guy?
You are still technically within range, I will say.
I'll
The
take
one
the
crooked arm is long. It would be longer if it was extended, but it's currently like crushed in on itself as it holds
Okay.
you. Is at this time I will let you know that you can aim for the circle if you wish to in its chest.
I'm already at disadvantage anyway, so I assume that would. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'll aim for the thing crushing me. No, natural 1.
Unfortunate. It's really hard to try and maneuver your weapons, especially
Yeah.
since they're more close quarter weapons at this core as you try and swing wildly but miss. Next up, Charuz.
I'm gonna try and shoot it again. 17.
That hits.
Eight piercing damage.
There you go.
Nice.
Next up,
That will be all.
Ezekiel.
That's not good.
Oh, wait, I forgot to mention. You can make a strength or dexterity saving throw at the end of your turn.
Dex save. 13.
You kind of feel these energies constrict around you. You get a sudden just burst of energy as you shatter the bonds.
Yes.
The circle in its chest will close.
Yes.
All right.
Land to the ground.
The creature seems unbothered by this.
I'm gonna take another swing on this guy. I'm just going for gut shots. This guy's tall.
Fair enough, dude.
Going with the squishy part.
There's a 19 hit.
Yes, it does.
That's 9 bludgeoning damage. Like
Nice.
just
Nice.
around the stomach.
God dang.
And 10 on my bonus action attack.
2 hit.
Yeah.
That misses. The first one connects nicely, but that second one it's kind of expecting and it sort of leans into it almost. I really need some love, man.
If I knew I was gonna fight, I would have taken my hands.
Is that it for your turn?
Yep.
Next
That's
up.
all I got.
Alright.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna get closer to it.
Mm-hmm.
How much? This is like. You're 2 feet taller than I am.
2 feet?
Roughly.
Yeah.
5 foot 7. This is.
This is
8
about 3 feet taller than you.
How tall up is its chest from where I am?
I'd say with the length of your great axe, you could probably just get a solid overhead hit into it.
Sick. Seeing as now one of my companions has been injured, I'm gonna enter my rage.
Sersky.
There we go.
I don't like seeing other people get hurt, so I'm gonna take my great axe, and I'm gonna try and hit it.
Wonderful.
Massimo,
There you go.
19.
if she was a champion.
Crit.
Wow.
19.
Yeah.
My sneak attack.
Um,
Yeah, okay,
That's right.
we're leaving that in the last campaign.
We are?
We're leaving it in the last campaign.
Aw.
It's the last campaign thing.
Now it's.
What are you talking about?
What's gonna be
He
our
made the,
thing?
he made the champion fighter.
Oh, let's
We'll
leave that
figure it
behind
out.
for now.
Something
We gotta
else
figure
will come
something
up.
else. Yeah, something else will
It'll
come up.
happen
We just gotta let it
naturally.
happen. Yeah, naturally.
13 plus I'm in a rage, so I get a +1 to that, so 14 damage. I'm
Nice.
aiming right for that golden centerpiece.
Yeah, you aim for it's not there right now, but you aim for where it was, and it kind of slam into it. You can kind of see like it digs in deep, and the flesh kind of opens, and you see that little core piece,
Okay.
like kind of inside of its chest, as you did. How much damage? 14.
14.
Nice hit.
Nice.
Ardo. I got it right.
You did.
Yes.
Getting
Getting there.
Did she split the chest open wide enough at all that I could take a disadvantage shot at the core?
Not quite yet. However, another solid few hits to that chest will expose it.
All right. Well, I'll just do another shot. 7.
Oof. That goes wide.
Struggle load again. That's it.
All right. It is now its turn. Next, it will kind of stagger back with that solid hit to the chest as it will kind of glance down at you and take a swing at Karuna. And I guess it's equal. Why not? Right, first swing on Karuna. That is a hard whiff.
Wow.
That is just you just slam your axe into the side of the sword or glaive and just it bounces right off. And then it kind of leans over and brings it around to Ezekiel. My God, for another absolutely hard whiff. As you just completely just duck underneath it, no problem.
I'm just that good.
And you just kind of get back up and you're like just jumping around like, all right, let's keep it going. Its one hand will blow and it will attempt to grab Ezekiel. I would need you to make a strength or dexterity saving throw.
I think it speaks common.
Yeah.
22.
Wow. Literally just jump over the hand, kind of land on it for a bit, wave a little bit, and backflip off.
He is him.
He is him. The creature will,
I'm him.
the creature will
I've been
show
him.
no response to your taunt, but you feel good about it nonetheless. Daryl.
Yeah, just completely locked in with this guy. Some more of that smoke will appear on my body as a little bit more of my wounds close up. Okay, I look like I'm doing well.
Back to fighting shape.
Back, yeah.
Bro, using all his resources.
And then
I mean, yeah, like do
Yeah.
or die, man.
We are level
I'm kind of
one.
in trouble here. And then I will, just without even taking a second thought, just smack this guy in the face. 15?
Hits.
Oh!
Again, it's not very fast.
Yeah.
It's focused on kind of absorbing those hits.
It's gonna be 11. Non-magical bludgeoning.
Very nice. As you shit, is that the yes, that is. As you kind of like bring your gauntlets to bear and you kind of just slam into its chest, you kind of manage to grab a hold of a piece of the like hanging flesh and just rip it out along the way
That's
out.
right.
That core is now exposed for you to hit, should you wish.
Fire.
I will say the AC will be a little higher, but I will grant you bonus damage if you hit successfully.
Good.
I like the sound of that.
Take a glance to my left and right. my friends are looking okay right now. And then I'll end my turn.
Very well. Shoes.
I'm going to put a third shot. Well, a first shot. I'm gonna try and shoot his chest.
Okay.
Crit, baby, crit. Oh.
2.
You don't even hit the body. It's just.
Well, 2 on the die.
Oh.
A
that's
misfire?
right. That is a misfire.
Oh,
You kind of bring up your rifle and kind of like hear a, like you kind of aim it up. You're about to hit that core, and you just hear a familiar, like a very dreadfully familiar kind of zap as your thing kind of just nothing happens, and you're just like, shit. You have, I will say, you are able to repair this, but it is more of an out of combat thing. In the heat of the actually, can critical role sidearms be repaired in combat? I forget.
I don't know. I never played a game.
I think so.
I don't.
Like,
I
I think it
It's
takes an.
yeah,
I think it's like an action equal to.
to unjam the misfire
Right.
counter.
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
but
it's an
if-
action, but if you fail that,
If you
or
fail it, it has to be out of
yeah,
combat.
it has to be out of combat. Yeah. So we will play it like that since.
I'm just gonna move closer, throw the thing on my back, hope the chamber doesn't explode, and pull
It
my...
makes a very scary sound, but doesn't explode.
yeah, that's... This is why I don't use it.
Ezekiel.
Hitting it in the chest seemed like it worked. That's what I'm gonna do. Does a 16 hit the chest?
Unfortunately, no. It's close. You almost had it, but it just kind of like
That just tells me I can do it. Does a 19 hit the chest?
yes.
5. 5
Okay,
damage to
5
the
damage.
chest orb.
Please add an additional d6 to that damage.
So an extra 5, so 10 total.
Kind of connect with the core, and while it's a little, kind of wish you hadn't. You kind of you see the stagger it has on the creature, and you're like, oh yeah,
That
let's
felt
keep
good.
doing that. That felt good enough to push through it. Aruna.
That'll be great for the people that don't attack with their fists.
She was not damaged at all. Her to keep her rage.
No, but you hit in your last
You
turn.
made it.
Oh, I did. On my last turn.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I still have my rage. So I still.
Isn't
have
it as long as you make an attack, you can keep it going?
As long as on your last turn you attacked, or you were since your last turn you were hit by something.
And
And
also,
now
I think
she
there's
can use her
the,
bonus action. To
there's the
extend her
bonus
range.
action
Yeah.
to extend it with the new 2024, which
If she can't do either.
is great.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I'm gonna bring back my axe. I'm gonna try and hit this motherfucker's chest again.
Okay, for the core.
14 plus 6, 20.
That hits.
Fire.
With this hit, please add a d6 to your total damage.
Sick.
Like 20 damage. Here.
Dang.
So a 9 plus 4, that's 13. 13 plus 6 plus my additional 1, that's 20 damage.
Nice.
Dang.
That's
a hit, guys.
Solid hit. You see the kind of like core in it kind of crack a little bit as like liquid begins to leak out of it. Same color as like that starry ocean that Ezekiel saw as it falls backwards, but kind of pushes itself back up with its crooked arm that extends and then contracts back.
We got it on
It's
the
not
ropes.
quite out yet, but it's close. Argo.
Finish it
So
off.
looking at this cord, does it look attached
Solid.
to the creature, or it's just kind of floating there?
Almost, it kind of had like. How do I describe it? It is attached. I will say that much. It has like these kind of like veins almost are linked to it and kind of like intertwined with it.
Does it seem like it would be able to be pulled out?
For it to get it to sit still that long would be difficult, but not impossible. I think it would just be a very difficult thing to do. Might be better off just beating it till it's dead. But if you want to try, you can. I'm not saying you can't try.
Yeah, I will tuck my crossbow away and I will pull out just kind of like a normal looking stick, and I will wave the stick and I'm casting Thorn Whip, but it's flavored like lightning,
Mhm.
but it'll still deal piercing.
Yeah.
Um,
That is fine.
and I'm
It's like a
casting
whip of light energy that
Yeah.
hard light kind of
yeah,
thing.
and I'm casting Thorn Whip at the core.
All right.
15.
This is the core that misses.
Yeah.
You kind of wrap around it and you yank as hard as you can, but it's just not enough.
Mm. That's it.
It's the creature's turn. Who's around it? You three are around it.
Yeah.
You. One at each. Karuna and Rue. For Rue, that is a dirty 20 to hit
Yes.
for 5 force damage.
Cool.
For Karuna, as another whiff. It's just kind of hits
Can't hit
Ezekiel,
that
or not Ezekiel, hits Nderu, and then on the swing back, again, you just slap it out of the way. You're pissed at this point. It's nothing.
He's having trouble with the different heights of our party.
Yeah, it's something about like.
Too short. He's too tall.
Yeah.
I'm not as hurt as you might think I am.
That's why I can't hit you.
I think I'm in the happy middle ground. He would be able to hit me.
Its hand will glow and it'll reach out for Ezekiel.
So,
Poop.
Oh,
Oh, why am I rolling? You
Dex
That's
save.
the
Dex save, yes.
19.
That's good. Again, you just dodge out of the way cleanly, kind of pushing the hand down as it comes for you. You're fully in the pubis kind of style of things. Rube,
I'm in there.
Yeah. I'm
you
just.
saw what Ardor did to the core. You may attempt to do so. As
I'm
well
not.
If you wish. Very well.
I'm
I'm
just-
just
yeah.
extending the opportunity.
I'm hitting this guy in the face. I'm probably the only one that can. So.
You get a solid,
Yeah.
straight jab to the chin.
Still
What chin the
completely
thing
locked
has,
on
you
this
can't
guy.
really tell, but
That's a 21,
He's hitting him in the face. She's hitting him in the chest. And got punching him.
and that is for.
you know where you need to aim
You're not
next.
making no sense that you're punching him.
Oh, 14.
Oh wait, your gun's broken.
14 non-magical bludgeoning damage.
Very nice, very nice.
That is maximum.
You're
On
just
its
hearing it in the
last
background.
legs, this thing,
I'll
the
get in
core
there.
is held together by
I can
so
stab.
few of the
Yeah,
veins
no.
that were already there.
And then, this guy looking like he's staggering, I'll like circle around and just like thematically like start pulling his arms back to make his chest look more open for my
You
boys.
kind of grab the arms. They still fight back, but like you're kind of tearing at what little flesh remains there.
Yeah. That's my turn.
You're off. Peruse. The core is exposed.
I am going to. I do have a dagger at my side. I'll pull out a short sword. Kind of just try and stab the core with each of them.
Okay.
First, the short sword, miss horribly, and then with the dagger, 17.
That hits.
Yes.
All right. And I'm adding a d6,
Yes, because it is the core.
and I'm gonna remember to use my sneak attack.
That's right.
Hell yeah!
Oh my.
Have you not? Have you been on using that?
I forgot.
Oops. It's
With
alright.
no modifier, we're doing 12 piercing damage.
Very nice.
That's it.
Okay, so as you kind of like run forward and jump at this thing, you kind of land on its legs. It's kind of bent over. As you kind of like bring the sword up, it kind of bounces off. You look at it, just whatever, and you bring your dagger and just two-hand it with your other two hands. You just jam it right in the middle as a burst of energy shoves you and Rue off of the creature as it kind of just begins to shake and just tremble until it kind of like just keels over a little bit, and then these sort of like spikes will just explode out of the creature, just piercing on its own spikes as it just lays there still in the air.
With that glaive available? Just kidding. I don't care.
The glaive
Me
also
neither.
just
Okay.
I'm not professional.
I'm just kidding.
the glaive falls back into the water and kind of breaks apart as the strange creature lies dead on its own spikes. It will kind of disintegrate almost, and like flow into the water like ash as a small condensed orb about this big with a faint yellow glow inside will fall to the floor where it was, kind of floating on the water.
Everyone okay?
Yeah.
Quite all right.
She's calming down from all the rage that she's been feeling.
All right. That went better than I thought.
If my gun did not jam, it would have been even better.
What's this orb doing?
Hmm?
What's this orb about?
It's just floating in the water. Do you pick it up?
Sure.
You kind of pick it up in your hands. It's a little, like I said, it was about that big. It's cool to the touch, but like has a sort of like it's almost vibrating in your hands as you hold it. You're not really sure what it is, but it could be useful.
No, I'm kidding.
We're past those days, my friend. But you know what?
Are you
unless
sure
really
that's safe
want
to touch?
I don't know. It's not doing much to me right now.
I guess.
I mean,
I guess hold on to it.
Put it in my pocket.
Does
Has
anything?
its power changed?
Does anything else immediately appear to have changed?
For a moment passes as you all kind of get time to breathe and just kind of begin to process what was that? As the tower begins to move again.
Towards or away?
Not towards or away, just move.
Like up?
Like
You
shape?
kind of see like it shakes as it like the tower begins to go down. As you kind of see from the mire or from the like waters below, two more kind of like faint kind of ripples appear as instead of appearing out in these like just bursts of like liquid, like star liquid, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's a rather calm sort of like rising out of the water. You see a very tall, lanky, and strange-looking humanoid. Like, whereas this thing was like slightly taller, this thing is very much taller. I'm talking, let's say, 15 to 18 feet tall. It just slowly rises out of the ground.
Not
Upon the second
Yeah.
column, a much shorter figure rises out of the
Go
ground.
for the kneecap.
Much more human-looking in appearance. Let's see here. Where's the mouse? There it is. I wrote descriptions
thought the
down for
last
these,
thing
so I
might
didn't
be like
forget
doors.
because these are
Where I receive some slashing on my arms, more smoke's gonna come out, and I'm gonna heal it up a little bit.
As the water kind of falls away from the tall and lanky figure, you will see its body is very angular. Like, it isn't, like, rounded about like how one has, like, rounded shoulders. They're instead end in points, like, jagged. And it doesn't appear to be armor of any kind. This appears to be how the creature's flesh is made.
Kind of like I'm imagining like roll. Is
Yeah,
that the vibe?
a little. It's pretty much the vibe. The legs do not end in any sort of feet. They are just strictly needle points into the ground. It's has hands with the 4 fingers again, but they are not very much clawed, despite its jagged appearance. As the water falls off of its face, you see a just gaunt, like, teeth just pulled over. Like, there's no flesh there, there's just teeth. Like, and perfectly intertwined together, not a gap in between them at all. As 3 eyes will appear on its head, all right down the middle.
And these ones seem definitely way more intelligent.
You don't get that vibe just yet. They haven't done anything yet. And the second figure will appear. Actually looks remarkably human. The silhouette of a woman in robes will kind of rise out of the water as long black hair that almost drapes down back to the water will appear as in not really anything monstrous about it at all. Kind of just human. But like not quite, because you notice the 4 hands is still a trend. Or the 4 fingers is still a trend. The creature will, or the tall, lanky creature will kind of land on the ground quietly, not a ripple on the water as it stands. As it will turn around and look towards the tower. The tower of which is now finally reaching the very lowest point, or very highest point of the tower, as it ends in a sort of like weird, like, pattern. Like, it's weird. The beginning of the tower, it kind of narrows at the top up until like this, where it firmly flattens out, and then you have 2 like almost axe-shaped portions on the side of the tower, and you are blinded for a second as this light emanates from the tower and kind of like hold your eyes over it until you realize that the light are actually 3 enormous eyes. to one on each of the sides of the axis, and a middle kind of just in the center like this. Charuz, you will sense through your communication, like, I guess, organs, I don't know, a sort of vague communication going on between the tall figure and the tower. Or what appeared to be a tower at first, now appears to be an actual creature of some sorts. The woman will just continue staring. She will not say a thing. What do you do?
Take my mask off, put it back in my pocket. I am literally so lost right now.
I don't think we could take these guys.
I definitely don't think we can take these guys.
I also don't see a way out of here.
Do you guys think we should talk? Maybe try to talk to them?
Maybe they know the way out.
The tower will kind of shudder a little bit before the eyes rise into the clouds, or not clouds, into the sky once more, where you can still see them, but they're really far away now. This thing must be miles tall, if not more. As the skinny figure turns around to you, and it will kind of walk up to you and kind of lean down over you, those teeth, jagged teeth, still in like almost a smile as it leans. Am I on autoplay? I am.
Probably.
I shouldn't be. Pause that for now. We'll sort that out later. I'm explaining things. As it kind of leans over you and says, in common, you're lost, are you?
Yeah.
We're lost once, and then we find others to guide us. Kind of reach out a spindly, like, arm and, like, a hand, motioning to you to accept it.
Like a handshake?
No, kind of like he's offering a hand because he has to lean down over. He's not leaning down, like, crouching down. He's literally just bent over you. Like, it's kind of unsettling.
And this guy's about to pick me up.
No, he's just reaching out a hand for yours.
About to dap you up.
Oh, yeah. That's what I just said. Yeah, I'll hit him with a dab.
As you do so, you kind of hold his hands, and he doesn't really move. But, like, you kind of see his eyes flare a little bit. He says, what an excellent choice. As you see him kind of, like, split into, like, 5 more, as they all kind of, like, just grab one of you each and kind of lift you into the air.
What the heck?
The woman in the background still says nothing, just watching this process happen.
And they just picked us up now. Are we floating or they just
you're
stood up?
floating, literally floating like you were with the
Oh, okay.
the smaller one, although this just you're completely frozen in place. You can still speak, but not easily.
What is going on?
I'm not okay with this.
That's not the concern right now. The one holding you will say.
Then can you explain what the concern is right now? Because I don't like being placed in the air.
Relax. This will take us a moment. As each of them will kind of in sync raise their other hand, not holding you, as like one of their fingers will just become elongated and jagged and just like a needle.
We're getting alien probed.
As it will
Yeah,
as each one will
brain.
slowly bring it towards your left eye.
That's my only good.
That is.
You only have one eye. I'm glad I said left then.
No, he doesn't. We
No, that was a joke.
Oh, okay.
That he can't see out of his right too well.
As it'll
Wow.
right before, like even amidst your protests, it responds no further as it slowly brings forth and then just
Oh,
as everything goes dark.
out of that eye or from both?
As you're just out.
Bro.
That wasn't the fun type of probing.
Oh
That
my
was
god. Anyway,
Oh.
you feel you don't feel anything in this absence. You don't feel like you're sleeping, but you don't feel like you're awake. You feel like you're just nothing, drifting amidst just an ocean of stars. Until finally, You know what? Let's go around this way.
Oh boy.
Ardor.
Mhm.
You awaken to a rocking sensation.
Okay.
It's my thing.
Watching.
Kind of rub your eyes a little bit.
Rocking in a chair.
Kind of rub your eyes a little bit as you kind of pull yourself up. You're in a room of some kind. A wooden
Wooden room.
colors here.
Oh, color's back.
You kind of glance down at your like self. You see color. Your
Crazy.
clothes have color again.
Crazy ones.
You kind of
They're like in your room.
A wooden room.
look around, and it doesn't take you too long to realize you're on a boat. You put us back in the wrong spots.
Yeah, I thought immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
I look out in the ocean.
As you kind of go above board, you're kind of like a little bit below board. You go past crew members who don't seem to pay you any mind because they're too busy doing their things. You kind of look over the ocean.
And I throw up. I've never been. I've never been on the ocean.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. You immediately just. You don't know if it was because of what you thought just happened or because of the ocean.
Many
You're
factors.
Maybe it's all of them. Maybe it's only a few of them. Whatever it was. Over the ship.
Yep. Just out.
Yep. When the crew members go, oh, yeah, first time, buddy, as he pats you on the shoulder.
Many first times.
I'll pretend to know what that means. As he kind of just pats you on the shoulder, it's like it'll get better for a little bit. Kind of comes in waves. We're not too far off shore, so you'll be fine.
I got probed in the astral plane, and all I got was this lousy orb.
But yeah, are you doing anything else or
No.
just vomiting over the ship? Lovely.
Nurse my newly discovered
Seasickness.
seasickness.
Haruna, you awaken in a similar room and a similar rocking sensation.
I like look around. I'm like, what do I immediately see other than just the room? Is it like
It's a standard living room or living quarters. Like, you got a desk for stuff, writing, a hastily put together bed.
I'm gonna check out everything before I like swing over the door and I'm looking around like, where am I?
So you open the door into the outer room?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
like,
so you find yourself in similar to him, a lower decks of a ship. All colors around. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. There are people, which is a nice relieving sight.
We didn't get switched.
I'm gonna go to the first deck to see like if I can discern
Be on that
what
ship.
ocean I'm like what ocean or sea or
You-
like what
You
ship
go
I
up
might
to
be
the
on.
first deck and you hear someone just having an awful time across the side of the ship. And it is Ardor.
I'm like, thankful it's not a dream, but also horrified that it's real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna like place a hand on his shoulder and be like,
Oh. Hi.
my reaction.
You ever been on a boat before?
Unfortunately, many times I've been on a boat. Not as often, but a couple.
Okay.
More than I like.
First time.
You know what's always good for seasickness? A cup of tea.
Oh, okay.
Always good.
Okay.
So sit for now. Normally keeping yourself level, looking up at the sky helps. So lay down.
Yeah, I'll sit.
Tough it out.
I'll just sit on a barrel.
Yeah, there's a barrel nearby. You can just take to yourself and you just stare up in the sky and just try to ignore the awful sensation of seasickness.
I'm still like trying to think everything over as I'm like, alright, I'm gonna put myself to a new task so I don't think as much about it.
Okay.
As I go to find like tea or something, like some kind of like leaf to then brew to get to him. Just so I can be like,
You
don't think
can
about what happened.
look around, no problem, and you find eventually, I guess, the ship's chef, as it would be, who's currently making all kinds of things. Just counter's kind of a mess, but he seems like it's an organized mess in his book.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of ask him pretty much where you keep like any tea leaves if you have any, or even just herbs.
Tea leaves. We have some of those in that barrel over there. Feel free to take a few, since you're part of the ship.
Why, thank
Part
you.
of the
I
ship, part of the
appreciate it
crew.
very
Part
much.
of
She's
the
like,
ship,
doesn't even know
part of
what
the
ship
ship.
she's on. She's like, and she like takes it and she takes like a cup of water because she knows she's gonna like use produce flame to heat it in her own hands, so she doesn't have to like bother putting it on a stove.
Easily.
And then she walks it back out to him, who's sitting on a barrel, and like hands it to him. It's like, now drink it slow. Don't drink it all at once. Drink it slow.
He's already
Yeah, no, you saw him. He was like about to just. He slowly lowers his hand back down, starts to sip on it. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Did you learn anything searching the ship?
on some kind of crew.
Mm.
Chef seems to be cooking with a lot of different spices. A little bit unorganized, but everyone here at least seems to be nice so far.
Have you seen any of the others yet?
Not yet.
Speaking of others, Ezekiel, you wake up to a ship sensation. It's kind of like a soft swaying
Yeah, I'm
thousands
like-
of seagulls in the ocean. You know.
Playing,
Like, oh,
Weird thing.
slowly wake up, feel the rocking, and I'm like,
You're on a ship. You're not in the
oh,
same.
it was just a dream.
But you're not in the same room.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe they just
Maybe-
found me
maybe
and
they
moved me
found-
to a different room. This is good. This is still good.
Mhm.
No. Get up. No. No, this is great. This is great. I like open my door, strutting around.
yeah, you walk
Go
around,
up to the top deck.
You see the crew just doing their stuff. They don't seem to pay you any mind.
Pause. Oh, come
Oh.
on!
It's okay. You can look. I'm not as sickly as I.
It's not that I'm worried about.
we thought it was. Well, at least I did. He just got seasick.
I was on a boat before I got sent to that place. And waking up on a boat, I thought everything was great. And
The people that did this really hate you, don't
Yeah.
they?
obviously everything is not great because you two are here and I'm going to assume the other two are here.
Can
So it was not a dream.
we see any like physical abnormalities with one another, like within our eyes, since something did happen?
As you kind of take an awkwardly long look into Ezekiel's eyes, since he's kind of like ranting and not really noticing. His eyes are the same you saw, I guess. Well, I mean, you didn't really were able to see the color in his eyes previously, but
Yeah.
they seem a normal color, whatever Ezekiel's eyes are, unless they're not a normal color.
I was like,
uh,
why
They're brown. Completely normal.
oh yeah, then yeah, it's same
He's
old
just a guy.
I don't see anything wrong. If you want to do a medicine check, you can.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
this
do a
sucks.
medicine check. Actually, I'll do a medicine check on both of them because, well, A, he's just
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
So this isn't the same boat I was on.
No.
Unfortunately, I
And if it
think
was,
is.
you can assume that because if it was, the crew probably would have apprehended you by now.
No, I don't make a very
You guys
good
have any
medicine
clue
check.
where we are?
The ocean.
Yeah. No, I walked into that one.
I'll go ask the crew. Yeah, give me a minute. As she gets up, she's gonna go find someone to ask, like, where they, like, what boat are they on, where are they going?
Okay.
I'm gonna sit on a barrel next to you and start pouting. So it was not a dream, and I am in fact in this.
So as you kind of walk around, you don't really have to look too hard. You do see a helmsman at the wheel of the ship currently, kind of just making sure it stays steady as possible as it can on the ocean. You ask him.
Yeah.
Kind of go up to him and says, he glances over to you before looking back to the ocean. Says, "How can I help, miss?"
I'm just a little curious as did not get clear instructions. Where are we currently heading off to? What ship are we currently on?
That's a little odd. We won the fair winds. Do you not remember?
Fortunately, there's sadly a big gap in my memory. Happened after a couple incidents.
It was just a
Oh,
lot of mine.
well, I guess I won't question that. Are you sure you're okay? No, I'm sure you're fine. We're heading towards Eldenweave right now. Oh, I didn't let's play.
No.
There it is.
Elden Weed.
I did not know that was him for a second. Poking his head in.
Right here.
Ooh.
I mean, that's not too far off from where I was, so that's fine, I guess.
On How's the Cry.
And what port did we take off from at any chance?
Well, we were coming straight from Loam, actually.
Did he say we're going alone?
He said he came from
Hey.
Loam.
I literally had the same reaction.
Well, how many more days till we arrive?
Well, the projected outcome was about a week or two, but the winds have actually been quite nice, so we'll be there in about a day or so. We've already traveled most of it, faster than we should have, honestly.
Wonderful. Love hearing that.
Yeah, I'm sure he does too. We'll point to
Yeah, he definitely needs to get off.
Ardorum. The barrel just
So we're going.
trying not to just lose everything.
And what was your name, by chance?
Right. My name is. Hold up. I got it. Captain Parse, at your service.
Captain Bars.
Parse.
And we'll name the ship just so I know when we land at port which one I have to come back to.
Ship's called the Fair Winds.
Fair ones. Okay. All right, and thanks again. I appreciate all this.
Sure, no problem.
And she's gonna go back to these two and kind of explain where they're going and where they were just from, and how they had originally gotten onto the ship, at least from what the captain said.
That's what he said. To you, Ezekiel, it's not the worst news in the world. That's what I said. A lot of ships go to Loam from Eldenweave, so potentially you could.
You know what? This isn't all bad. I was just.
That, and from what you heard, Eldenweave isn't as strict on security in their ports, so it might even be easier.
It's still good.
You're like, this is fine.
I can work
Okay.
with this.
I can work with this. Charus,
Hiccup.
you awaken in a similar fashion. Rocking ship, sounds of oceans, and squawking of birds, but not like normal, like carrion birds, like really annoying squeaky birds. The birds you're not used to hearing.
Caw. Caw.
What?
Pack that away. Never unboxed it. That was awful.
It's not. That wasn't.
Those were the most annoying bird sounds I could come up with.
Well, yeah, they were.
I don't
pretty
know.
good
I don't know
annoying, but,
how,
like,
but you made birds gay. Put it that way.
moving on.
Yeah,
Let's try and keep this on track.
Chickens, that's
The
even
chemicals
worse.
in the ocean.
Yes, you awaken to that.
Am I in like a room or anything, or just
Yeah,
slumped over the side of the railing?
No, you're in a simple bedroom. Creaking of the wooden boards in the ocean.
Opening a door to the outside world.
There's no way the sailors are going to turn a blind eye to sharks.
There's
no way.
That's
as you walk out, the sailor, you walk out of the room, one of the sailors kind of jumps and is like, oh, right, yeah, that guy.
Your brain starts melting.
And he just kind of goes back to his work.
These people just load unconscious bodies onto a ship.
Or did we zombie walk on the ship?
Either or.
I'll head to the outside of the ship.
You head up board and you see them all kind of conversating, with Karuna kind of explaining something to the others. Well, kind of to the others. The one looks like he's struggling to even be alive right now.
Like
Say,
the rest is still carefully
Yeah,
heating up
yup.
the tea.
Mhm.
what?
Yep.
That was all of our questions.
We don't know.
This is where we're
This is
going.
not the type of ship I am used to.
Oh god. But yeah. Is that all you're doing?
Yeah, we're pretty far from the desert.
What will my kin think?
I don't know.
Oh no, he abandoned us.
And with that unfortunate realization, we'll move on to Rue. You, again, as all the others, awaken in a similar fashion.
I, like jolt up, like clutching my eye, like
Mm-hmm.
looking around. Does this resemble the tavern room at all?
No.
Mm.
It's pretty, honestly, an upgrade. Even if it is like a dinky little cabin on a ship, it's honestly an upgrade from that borderline closet he gave you.
I'll open the door, like still grab my eye, which I feel like has been violated. Any crew members around?
Yeah, there's some guys, sorting barrels. One's lifting like a single one over his shoulder, like with ease. It's a big beefy dude.
I'll like grab out of the door, like probably filling the hallway pretty much.
You kind of grab, lean out of the door, kind of like stand up, and then just bonk your head on the
Yeah.
top of the boat. It's like It's like
still hold my eye, like does anybody know where we're at right now?
and one of the big guy holding the barrel will turn to you and says, "Could be sarcastic about it and tell you we're in the ocean, but
The ocean.
no, don't make both of them. I mean, you can go for it if you want to, but up to you. Your character, your rules."
Have we met before?
Kind of. I mean, you got on the ship, so
I got on this ship.
yeah, about a couple weeks. Count on his fingers. I don't know, like a week and a half ago.
Did I talk to you?
Yeah, you seem kind of shy, but you were nice.
Oh gosh. Are there any like other people that are like kind of weird on this ship?
Well, there's that bug guy.
And like a guy who's like missing on most of his arm, and like a tiny little fire girl,
Yeah. I remember you talking about.
and then just like a
earlier.
really basic plate old dude.
I mean, that could go for like. Sure. I guess he's pretty basic. Kind of looked like that rough and tumble type.
Like if
Yeah.
you asked him his eye color, he'd probably be just like normal people eye color.
So, I mean, his eyes were brown. That's pretty normal.
All right.
Like, well, I suppose normal depends on who you ask and what you are. But like,
Spent a long time looking into his eyes.
so what if I did?
You're looking at him longingly.
Roguishly handsome.
Yeah,
Roguishly handsome.
He had that.
Or handsomely
riskiness
roguish.
about him, you know?
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to find him, I guess.
I think I
You
saw
hear
him.
it.
I'm a
contained
barfer. I will be making my way to the starboard side.
Mm-hmm. You make your way up, and you can't miss him. He's just. Oh, actually?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She looks over and she's like, I'll go get some cup.
When one person starts, I get going too.
Oh, so you're not just seasick?
No, I'm just contagiously. It's like happens with hiccups, sneezing, yawning.
The
I'm
game's
seasick.
all here.
Oh, so I don't get need a second cup.
As you
Alright.
kind of like re-evaluate yourself just after that horrific experience, kind of feel around for your belongings. Your gloves are there, your backpack's there, or whatever you had in it. You still have those copper pieces that you didn't spend, and you kind of feel around in your left pocket as you kind of feel something unfamiliar.
Well, I have bad news. I actually don't possess a backpack. Everything is in this coat pocket.
Then it's all in your coat pocket,
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I still have my 7 copper in there.
and you kind of feel something else in there with the copper. Kind of pull it out, and it's the same black orb that you picked up.
Black or yellow?
Well, it was black with like a yellow
Oh,
kind
okay.
of swirly
Okay.
murkiness inside.
But now it's just pure black.
No, still
Rubber
the same.
band.
Okay. Hopefully no crewmates just saw that. And I'll put that back in that, John.
They seemed all.
Campaign over.
Is it still vibrating a little bit?
Yes, still has that same sort of like humming sensation as you hold it.
Okay. Hey everyone.
Hello?
Hey.
Fuck.
I don't really know what to do now, so
Well, sit back and
I'm gonna wait till we get to port.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Honestly, this is like exactly what I was doing before I got taken away. So.
I've just never been more confused in my entire life.
You're confused based on what she's telling me. I'm completely across the world.
Pretty much all of you are, except me. Well,
I
and
mean,
you.
like I was
You're kind
on
of
a
already
boat.
on the way here.
I was on a boat going to where we're now coming from.
Yeah.
So
I'm not too good with geography, so I don't really. None of this means anything to me.
I'm more confused on how
You're
we
far from
all
home.
got onto the boat.
I asked
but
about
we
that,
don't
and
remember getting on the boat.
I asked one of the crewmates, and he said that we've talked before, and like we got on this boat willingly,
Do you think it was
like a week and a half ago.
Do you think it's whatever did the thing to our eyes that was using us like a puppet?
Oh, are our eyes okay? I didn't even check.
I didn't see anything wrong with his.
you're good.
Gaze longingly into each other's eyes, and you don't see anything wrong at a
You have
basic
really
glance.
nice eyes.
They're very normal colored.
Yeah, they are. Mine are purple, so I'm cool.
Are yours just like orbs?
It's like
Bug
black.
eyes.
Black, like the lens orbs, kind of like things that some bugs have, like a mantis.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Damn it.
like? How long have you guys been awake for?
Half an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, roughly.
I guess I
You all
was
woke
using
up at roughly the same time.
A week and a half is a while to
a
live.
week and a half is a while to lose. I agree.
And even if we were still puppeted on the ship, I was based on the port where she said that this ship left from. I'd like to know how I got there from across the world.
Yeah, same. I don't know.
Because unless like puppeteering includes special teleportation, there's no way that I got there.
I mean, I don't know. Those things were otherworldly.
I feel like anything's within the realm of possibility.
At this point, sure.
I don't really like to mess with magic, so I'm kind of.
What was all that smoke stuff you did? If it's not magic, if I may ask, I want to know.
I really don't even know.
Really?
Yeah,
What about that mask?
not magic.
And you just put it on to intimidate the weird otherworldly figure.
I mean, it's got its benefits. But
Okay.
moving swiftly on. Let's get off this boat, guys.
Well, we still
You
got a
can go
day
where?
to port.
I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm trying to brainstorm what to do. We have this weird otherworldly orb, okay? Right here. And I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what it means. Does anybody have any ideas? We just literally had the crazy experience ever in history, probably.
Okay, I might be able to figure something out about it.
Pass it over.
I'll ritual cast detect magic.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I feel like I haven't gone in a week and a half.
Oh. Don't go to my bed chambers right now.
Just look at the specifications of detect magic because I haven't actually read that spell.
What did he mean by
ever.
that?
I don't know.
I hope to God
I
it's
could've
limits
made it.
because like
I don't know what to do.
Maybe we can find someone who might know, maybe stories about it, or word. Stories are always a good lead because
They were very vague. They were very vague when I asked about it. They didn't really want to tell me specifics. But I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, kind of just they were like, "Oh, you guys are lost."
Did anybody ask for a purpose? What was that about being chosen really interestingly? Like being really interested candidates? That was pretty weird.
Well, the thing picked you up and was like, interesting choice, and then it like split apart and picked all of us up.
Yeah, but I feel like that was like a group message, probably. Maybe
Maybe-
I'm just dumb. I don't know.
Well, no, maybe
I
the
have no
lady
idea.
had something to do with it.
Yeah,
like,
that lady was creepy.
maybe-
That was the
Yeah.
15-foot pointy guy.
Yeah, those
To
were
be
That
fair,
weird
was
too.
absolutely terrible.
It was like he bite your head off.
Yeah.
I do want to point out that during that entire engagement, his mouth did not open when he spoke.
Ooh, that's even more
That's-
Yeah,
haunting.
we're pretty
Why's
used
he
to
got
that.
all those teeth? He ain't talking with them.
By then we were used to it.
Nothing new. You know, he
Yeah.
does the same thing.
Regular Tuesday
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, clearly that wasn't just like 5 random people getting dropped into a weird dimensional rift on accident. Like that was on purpose.
We got picked.
Well, I think that's exactly what it sounded like, except yes, there is a purpose to it.
But also, why would we were chosen? Why would one of them attack us?
A test.
Probably. See
Maybe,
what we're made of.
perhaps. I mean, I think it's strange that we were pulled towards that tower, but it also hurt us to do that. And then we got attacked by some weird dimensional rift monster, and then it dropped like an orb. Like I feel like that's pretty. Besides the fact that it's just naturally strange, it's like if we were chosen for that, clearly they already had interest in us. But like that one dude being a test kind of feels random to me. But
I mean,
maybe it's true.
The
Also
tower
wasn't
hurting
that-
us, did it really hurt us? Like, did we lose hit points?
That thematically hurt me a lot.
But at the foot of the tower, there were 5 lights. There were 5 of us.
And they didn't show up until you took that orb. So it probably seems like they wanted us to have it.
That's true. I didn't think about that. They didn't show up until after I picked up the orb.
The tower started moving as soon as the creature
That's
fell.
what I thought.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
they didn't show up until after you picked up the orb. Correct.
Because I thought that was coincidence because the tower was moving towards us already. But that could be actually true.
It seems like everything that happened, like they kind of wanted to happen, you know. Like,
Yeah.
To get to what you did with your detect magic,
Mhm.
something strange happens. You cast detect magic and you kind of just sense you don't cast it. You kind of pull out a gadget of yours and like that allows you to detect magic. It's a Barovian make. It has to recharge every once in a while because all your stuff's like tech themed.
Yeah.
You pull it out and like you bring it around a little bit, scans the usual air. A couple people will give you, or a couple of the crew members are going to give you like, what the hell is he doing, Lex?
Mhm.
As you kind of bring it closer to the orb, the sensor like gets weaker and weaker, as if the orb itself is
It's just less magic or like negative magic.
more like it's removing. It's like an aura of anti-magic,
Ooh.
but not anti-magic as in like it cancels like stuff out, as in like almost an opposite force of magic.
Okay.
By the way, do I recognize that text he's using?
You don't know how it works, but you've
Yeah.
seen it before.
All right, cool.
You're just kind of like, it beeps a lot, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I just kind of will put it back in my pocket and I'll give the orb back to you. So like, it just kind of radiates like, if magic is a positive energy, this radiates negative energy. If that's like the simplest way that I can put it, so that you guys understand.
I appreciate that.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not typically magically inclined.
You
I
need
don't
any
know.
more details?
So I guess that's. I mean, obviously that's pretty important, but I mean, until we can discern its use further, I feel like it's just not something we should really focus on. I guess.
I'd like to focus on getting off the ship.
Yeah. Or figuring out what's happening. Like,
Yeah. How many days did they say we had left?
Roughly one,
About
and
one.
the winds are good.
We'll be off it pretty soon then. Yes.
yeah.
Just a giant
Maybe something will be
fireballs
waiting
in.
for us.
I don't know.
Maybe some of answers.
Hopefully.
And you
Would
guys
love
like,
some answers.
you guys were like normal people before all this. Like, you weren't involved in anything crazy.
I mean,
Not this kind of crazy.
Yeah, not this kind of
Depends
crazy.
what your definition of crazy is.
I don't know.
I'm sure that we were all picked because we are some form of crazy prior to those events.
Looking around, that's probably true.
I was like, we're all an interesting cast of characters. Some a little bit more than others. The normal guy.
The normal guy and the bug standing next to each other. I don't know what you guys are talking
So,
about.
what stories do you have to tell?
All you guys are.
Um,
This entire town is weird, ironically, except for Tad Strange. Hello.
Normal human guy.
Daytime, nighttime.
Nice to meet you.
Judging by the
I'm
position
human.
of the sun, it's a little different than what you're used to. It's a part of the world, but it's about, you can guess, 10ish, early morning.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm starving.
Yeah, day and a half. I guess we'll get there tomorrow. Hopefully.
I'm gonna do something that's probably not really awesome, and I'm gonna probably try to investigate the captain's quarters. I'm just being blunt. You're the only people that I really can even trust, and I don't even trust you that much.
Do you want me to take the lead?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
What the
Normally,
fuck did call
I would love to get up to no good, but I am starving, and I feel like I'm pretty lucky to be back on a boat. Also, still
Alive.
generally alive and going away from where I was going, basically where I was going anyway. So, I'm gonna hit the cafeteria.
Okay.
Is it? Do you recommend eating if you're seasick or no?
Something real light, like doughy, so it absorbs everything.
We'll get some bread with you.
There would definitely be like bread and stuff like
Yeah.
that on the ship.
I don't really
Basic
so
rations.
get up and go somewhere.
Very
Yeah,
well.
I'm following him.
I'm gonna go get a meal.
Okay. Okay. So, do you go off with Charuz to investigate the quarters?
Yours.
Is there an easily identifiable captain's quarters?
Judging by the name, the captain being on top of one of the doors, you'd assume that's the one.
And it reads Captain Bars?
Yes.
Alright.
You kind of hang around for a little bit until there's like the door's locked, obviously, but kind of hang around for a little bit until there's like
I don't like
more traffic in the upstairs of the ship or the first deck of the ship rather than
no.
anything below,
Anyway,
and you kind of find a point where there's not too many prying eyes. If you want to try something,
I pull out my trusty thieves' tools and try and pick the lock.
please roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh!
Natural 20.
Oh.
For a
Yes.
total of 26.
Like this is such an easy job for you. You just instantly just go to work and just like that, it's open. Not a sound made.
Nothing.
What?
The door is a little creaky, being a older ship, but not enough to draw any attention. Make your way in. It's more or less structured the same as the room you awoke in, but it's obviously a little more comforting, like a little more luxury than previous. So there's a mirror in there. There's a cupboard with like a bunch of drawers. There's like ink and quill. What do you like?
Is there like a desk or is it just
There's a desk too, I would say.
You can investigate the room. I'll be lookout.
Yeah, if you want to roll an investigation, you can.
Leaves the door closed. I'll close the door and I'll just like idle in front of it.
Yeah, you kind of you just idle in front of the door, kind of just waiting there. Please roll me an investigation check.
unnatural 20?
All right. You pretty quickly are able to sort through most of the documents that are just out in the open. Most of it's just shipping manifests, lists of names, which you do kind of highlight in on. But like before you check that, you kind of just go through everything else to make sure there isn't anything that kind of sticks out. And, not really, there's not anything incriminating, like saying this would be bad, like this is a bad place, a bad ship to be on. This guy's evil, or just normal, standard captain stuff. There's a few complaints about like his spot being taken in port, and he's written to somebody, like some ambassador, but the name hasn't been written yet. So and you feel like he's kind of just saving those up because this seems like to be a reoccurring thing apparently, which kind of makes you laugh a little bit. But you go back to the list of names, and as you scroll down to the date, as you like kind of flip through the book to go to the date, you don't see your names on there. But then you kind of flip through the book more, and like as you flip to the end, you you do see your names in the book. The only problem is the date's roughly a year later than it should be.
Yeah, the
I'd
time
be-
skip.
Are we
already.
linked, or do you just talk to me, man?
Like the recorded date is a year after.
Well, you remember the date being when you literally went to bed.
Are we linked psychically or no?
Can that go through walls? I don't know how that works.
Any number of willing creatures you can see within 120 feet of you.
That you can see. Okay.
So I'll kind of just like go back up against the door.
As you go up against the door, Rue, you will see kind of the captain begin to walk down the stairs.
Give a double knock. Incoming. I'll meet the captain halfway. Think back. Acting classes. And like I'll just be like camping the corner of the staircase or wherever he's coming from, and when he like
Let's
turns,
just let him do his thing first real quick.
I just want to say, is the lock like?
Is it one of the turn locks you can lock on
Does
the
it-
inside? No, there appears to be a key. You do not see it yet, though.
oh, that might be bad for us.
I'm just gonna go into a corner of the room and use my
Oh, true.
chameleon character and just make myself wood colored.
Standing in the corner, lampshade.
Okay, so you do.
Well, I have absolutely no idea that that's happening,
Mhm.
and my original plan was to distract the captain and be really loud so he could escape out of the room. So I guess I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
As the captain's like, is he actually obviously going towards his quarters?
He kind of comes down the stairs and then starts heading towards it.
Okay. I'm just gonna like dart towards him like while I'm pretending
Oh
to
my
dry heave,
God.
and I'm just like grabbing him with me and taking him to the corner of the ship, like really loudly, by the
Oh,
way. Really
easy
loudly.
there, big man.
And I'm just going to like dry heave horribly over the side of the ship, and be like, "Help me, please!"
Wait, did you get tea yet? That usually helps.
The captain who is with me by the side of the ship, please help me. I'm super seasick right now.
I have a name, you know.
Yes, Captain Parse of
Thank
the
you, thank you.
of the Fair Winds, who's next to me, away from his quarters.
That's the ship's name. That is your name. Why do you sound like that?
Seasickness really hurts the vocals.
I guess, yeah, you're like... Yeah, your throat's probably messed up.
Yeah, actually,
Um,
yeah.
in
Yeah.
response to hearing Rue just screaming like a madman about his seasickness, what do you do?
I will I guess I'm gonna just very quietly open the door and just
Mhm.
like my head is still like wood colored, so I'll kind of just like
You see Rue just dry heaving by the off to the side. You could probably get by if you wanted to.
yeah, I'm gonna like just slip through the crack of the door I opened and then just like close it.
Okay.
Oh, I feel. Thank you for that.
I'm just gonna go
I
further down the other way.
I didn't do anything, but if I somehow made you feel better, then
You
all good, I guess.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go get take a load off real quick. Gotta get a drink from my quarters.
All right.
As he Walks over to the quarters. He pulls out keys, and he doesn't even check if it's locked. He just puts the key in and unlocks it as if it was
Lucky us,
locked.
dude.
He's a real for
Lucky
that.
us.
Yes.
That's true. Why would he ever? He
Why
locked
would
it
he-
last time.
He locked it last time. Why would he check it?
Why would it ever be unlocked?
Ding, 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 ding.
Then he just goes on in and closes the door behind him.
See, this is a classic con. This is a classic con.
So I'm still going like the other way
He's up to
direction.
something.
I don't know if you're gonna catch up to me or not.
Yeah, I will. But yeah. So like, when you saw me come out, there was no psychic link. Like, yeah, I'm out of the room. All right.
I guess I could have.
You definitely could have.
I was expecting it.
If you
to
want
be
to say
honest.
that you did.
Sure.
Knowing that, I go a long way to meet up with them. You find anything?
There's so many problems with what's happening right now. Other
Is
than
this something we should meet up with everybody else with, so we don't explain it 4 times separately?
the last time, well, the logbooks say our names. Do you remember what year you were not doing any of this?
So I really actually don't have a formal education or any concept of really. I honestly don't. All I know is like I'm roughly 21 years
Sure.
old. So
Charuz stares at you for a moment.
hello, the links. You have to link us.
This is not the link, but you are 22.
You are 22 now. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
To be honest, I really don't remember my birthday, but thank you.
One of the eye stalks just.
It's like
That's like how it's like the eye twitching instead of it's the eye
he's
stalk.
having a
The
stroke.
the antenna just twitching.
Let's go back to the others.
I feel more. I'm down with that. I feel more mature at 22, to be honest.
Wonderful.
They said they were getting food, by the way. So
Okay.
yeah, to the kitchen.
How to go?
Food here's pretty good, honestly. Not too bad.
To explain it as easily as I can. The registry of our names in the logbooks is a year forward from anything I can remember.
That's even more puzzling.
So you're
Sorry,
telling
we
me
didn't lose a week and a half.
We lost a year and a week and a half.
And I turned
like
22.
a year to the day,
I am not
or
sure.
just roughly a year.
Just roughly.
For if you went through the logbooks, it would be to the day.
To the day.
Even more weird.
See, that's weird because like we interacted clearly with the world within that last year.
or
Well,
we just interacted with
so
the
that
world
makes
for
sense.
that
We clear-
last
we-
week.
we
That
have-
makes sense.
We have evidence of us interacting with the world over the last week and a half because the crew
But we
members were
got here
talking
over
to
the
us.
course of a year. We got
Yeah, but we don't know how that happened.
correct, but that clears up.
Or we were
how we
trapped
in-
in the one place for a year, and they all sent us to the same port.
Or that. I don't know. You probably know more than me.
No, I don't. I'm just as confused. But
Oh shit! Right now, man.
Perhaps you have been on boats for the last year. Who knows?
on the same boat going around in a circle.
Also, happy belated to everybody, by the way. So
Is my beard coming in any better?
no, I mean, it looks nice. It just how can it get better?
Is it more roguish? More handsome?
More handsome, more roguish. Yeah, but that's really all we could find out. Did you guys find anything? Or you just, munch it.
I found out the food's pretty good.
Just face deep in a loaf of bread.
Okay, well,
Guess I will also get something to eat.
yeah, I guess we can't really find out anything else.
I think we're just
More.
playing it by ear now.
Yeah, until we get off this ship, I guess.
Probably.
Well, once we get to port, maybe we'll have more answers. Maybe not, but hope for
Well,
the best.
If you guys need me, I'm gonna be in my bedroom.
You come back in, and you're in there.
I'm attempting my darndest over the very long next few hours to connect with, ponder, scry, learn information about this orb. Doesn't have to be, you know, you can just do those other guys things.
Okay.
I'm pondering the orb for a long time.
Pondering his orb. What's everyone else doing if they aren't pondering the orb?
The fact that we lost a year is making me even hungrier.
I'm gonna go back to my room after I finish my bread.
Okay.
And now that I have some privacy, I'm just gonna like pull my hood off and like is there a mirror in this room?
Small one, like a hand mirror.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to it, pull my hood off, and like pull my collar aside, and like some earths now see have like grooves and lines of like metal,
Yeah.
in them that grow as they age. Do mine look like they've grown?
No.
That's why my beard isn't coming in.
While I'm still sitting at the table, I'm gonna check my journal. Is there anything
Well,
additionally that I've drawn in it?
Actually, does it say how quickly those grow?
Not really.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume it's really slow then. So no,
Okay.
you would not notice any difference.
Have I drawn anything additionally in the journal? Like, is there anything else extra? 'Cause that's like a nightly ritual that she does.
That is.
Let's find a
Just
years-long
bunch of
history of
things.
smooth cruising.
Yeah.
Help me!
Onyx
You're
is
trapped in
covered.
your own head! Help!
Bunch of
As,
bunch of-
yeah,
It's like
as,
the smallest
as kind
of
of
the planes.
as you kind of open the notebook and flip back to like your most recent entry that you remember, you flip to the next page, and there is an entry there. It's just written in a language you have no idea.
She's gonna stare and she's gonna be like, "Is there a date on it?"
There is an entry that looks like a date. However, apparently the numbers in this language are even different.
She's gonna sit there and be like,
You look at what could be a sequence of numbers.
What do they mean?
However, it's complete moon runes to you.
I remember.
"Well, at some point we
Moon
must have
runes.
came back,
It can only be read under the type of moon that they were.
but I can't tell what time we came back." And she's gonna flip the journal over and show them the paper that clearly shows that there is a drawing she did not do.
Is it Draconic?
Like a
No.
writing.
Is it dark
Is it
green?
Elvish?
None.
Is it any normal mortal language?
I mean, it's not like anything you've seen.
Yeah.
Is it dark green?
We
Get
tried.
out.
Nice.
Well, evidently, whenever we came back, I do this every night. I write in this every night. That's my thing. It keeps me going. Something else or someone else or me that's not me wrote in this.
Is it just that log, or is there more?
Just this one. There ain't no others before it. There ain't no others after it. This is the only one that's not done by me. Last one I drew was a year ago, evidently.
Actually, you would be able to probably. You title it. There's a new page for every date, right?
Yeah, every single day.
Okay, so if it's a new page for every date, then you kind of flip through, and you can roughly place this at around 3 to 4 months ago,
When the drawing,
when just the gibberish was drawn, just by
Okay.
counting the pages.
like, is there anything else drawn on the other pages that she's counting back to?
No, they're all
No.
blank. Just that one particular page,
Yeah.
for some reason, it's just filled out.
Okay. So 30 days
No rhyme or
from the
reason.
day that this current day,
Mm-hmm.
she has another drawing. So there is nothing else.
Hmm.
So that means they've been awake for over a month. Well,
Maybe we were just being like puppeted around.
it's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's
Maybe
the
at some
only thing
point
that
we
could
broke
make
through.
sense.
I mean,
But staring at this, we're not going to find any answers out. Maybe there's someone who knows how to read it. It's nothing I've ever seen.
Do you have a?
Has anyone been to this town before?
No.
No.
I was gonna ask if there's like a library we could do. I could do some research. I assume you're gonna ask, do I have anything to translate it?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have like another gizmo? What's it?
That'd be
Damn.
cool.
Gizmo, that's it.
That's my only thought at this point is when we get to port, find a library and try to do research on this language.
That's fine with me.
Maybe they'll give us more answers on that little shiny orb that we got.
I wonder how that's going.
Segue. As we segue over to Rue in his room, just at the orb constantly. It is disappointingly unresponsive.
Speak to me, please.
It is
Orb.
disappointingly unresponsive. It still keeps humming. It never stops.
Lick the orb. I mean, that's not the same as eating it.
I imagine licking the orb is like licking a 9-volt battery.
I mean, I'm dumb, but I don't think I'm dumb enough to want to do that. I'm gonna pass on that experience.
An excellent decision.
Oh well, I'm done with the orb for the day.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, unless does anyone else have anything they want to do?
I have nothing else to do.
No.
Okay.
I'm
You have nothing
going-
else to do or something.
Nothing else.
I'm going to try and remedy this this jam.
Yes, the jam. Yes. As you pull out your gun, kind of down on the deck, so you know you're in your own space. You have your own place to work. You see the signs of very old damage, as if it was never repaired when it happened, which is going to make it a little more tedious to repair, but not necessarily difficult. So go ahead and draw.
What do you want?
What do I want for that?
I have the intelligence.
Would it just be as
I have no idea.
I don't know. You're like all right, tinkering with something, sort of using hands.
It's usually intelligence.
Is it usually intelligence?
It's usually intelligence.
We'll go with just straight intelligence check then.
15?
Yeah, I mean the damage is fixed pretty. It's easy to fix, but it's just repetitive, just ugh, not fun. But you,
I can fix the crack, but I can't stop it from cracking.
yeah,
Correct.
pretty much.
Mhm.
You really don't have a good place to test if it still works, so you're just kind of like, you just have to be confident in your work at this point.
Seagulls.
These birds are very annoying.
Oh, stop! Oh my god.
But I
Poor seagull.
don't want to waste ammo.
Yeah.
So we'll just see if it works in combat.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna go back below deck and make myself scarce before a crew member asks me how.
All right, you do so.
Me sitting in my room.
It looks like one guy's coming up to you, and he opens his mouth
Oh, that's my cue.
as you close the door, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Me sitting in my room. I sure wish there was someone technologically savvy that could help me with this gun. That
If only.
If only.
Only.
Are you saying you need a hand?
I'm making
Are you serious?
You're low-hanging fruit.
Very. You aren't quite on that level yet.
No, we're not chill like that.
You're not chill like that just yet. As it is, I don't think really anyone's quote unquote chill right now.
I feel a tingle in the back of my brain.
Like, who's talking about me? Ugh,
But with that, that's all I got.
you're done. You have anything you want to do?
Nah, She's just kind of helping out before then eventually getting tired enough to go back to her room.
Okay.
Truly a better person than I.
Helping.
So you all just go back to your rooms and at some random point in the night or another, and you go to sleep. Blissfully so.
Do we
You
level up? Sorry.
You want to interrupt me again?
Everyone but you.
Yeah, show
Long
yourself
rest
out.
one.
Show
Long
yourself
rest
out.
one, bro. That is crazy.
Dude couldn't wait.
No, like, he
for the
didn't
rest-
even went to sleep yet.
Dude couldn't
was
wait
sitting
for the
on that.
rest to be described.
Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I was gonna. Maybe I was gonna do it, but now I don't want to do it because I got interrupted.
Wait, let's
It's
roll
not
for it.
blissful for
Oh
you.
my god, no!
Punish him, not us, bro.
Yeah. I
Gun-
think the
gun
military.
explodes, I died.
You explode in the middle of the night, and
You're cool and
everyone
take that
manages to
together.
patch the hole in time. You know, like how some people, you know how like you're never supposed to bring like
Learn
a
to dance
gunpowder
out
barrel
nearby.
pegged in the bottom of your ship on Sea of Thieves.
Alright.
That he does that, and he just blows up.
Boss.
Consequences. But yes, night passes through, and much to your complete and utter relief, you awaken normally.
Oh, good.
I'm still on the boat.
Demon man.
You hear
You
the
know.
Only room for one of those,
as you all
buddy.
kind of like get ready to leave your rooms. You hear the sound of a bell by the top of the deck.
Ding, ding. Oh, that was a great bell sound, actually.
Ding.
Ding, ding.
To anyone who has been on a boat before, you would realize this as the bell symbolizes lamp visual lamp.
Finally.
I wonder what all this racket is.
As you
Scuttling noises.
slowly, the ship slowly drifts closer as you all make your way up to the top deck. The crew's getting ready to pull into the port, and as you're pulling in there, you all feel a weird kind of pull again.
In our eyes?
No,
Ugh.
just your
Just the
general,
left one.
your being in
Just
general
one eye's bulging.
And where is this pole pulling us?
points you towards the east.
Towards each other. Towards the east.
That's
That's this way. Oh. That
Just
big tree on the
continue
map
to
that looks like
stand
it's
in-
probably an important quest mark. Is east
What?
of where we are. So
No.
that big tree that looks like it's the world tree that holds
Yeah.
all life.
yeah.
At this point, this pole feels very,
Nah.
very familiar.
We all know what
As
it
the
is.
pole, as the same pole that you felt towards the tower.
More towers stuff.
Everyone, I am feeling yellow.
You're brown.
You're green,
No,
actually.
One of the. Stop.
Okay.
I was gonna. Nah, it's just not worth it. But yeah, as you slowly drift towards the shore, you're left to wonder what could possibly come next.
Probably like another yellow orb.
So that is where we
Just
will end
gotta
today's
collect-
session.
Gotta collect all the yellow orbs.
What's funnier
Yay!
than one yellow orb?
There's
Two. 0 yellow orbs.
That would be funny.
Um,
It just disappeared.
and since you so
Yeah.
rudely
He
interrupted me
pulls the
before,
orb out and it just like.
you do get
rockets
level
off.
2. I shouldn't have even
Except
given it
him,
to you.
right?
Yeah.
One session.
I was debating it.
One session at level 1. God,
Yeah.
I can finally feel like an artificer.
Yeah, I know the early ranks kind of feel a little bad, but like they're nice for the roleplay aspect of things. So
Wow. Lovely.
Off the
Yeah.
record, do we have to do like an outro or anything?